Chapter 4594. Chapter 4594 Wanyu Wanjia, the Center of Respect. A huge idol sculpture stands in the center. This sculpture is not someone else, it is natural respect. The status of honor is extremely respected, just like the position of Longfei in the eyes of his brothers, almost God, omnipotent. It is a belief. And respect, I always think that I am the only one in this universe. In his memory, this sculpture is designed for him. At this moment, Zun is in the midst of retreat, constantly drawing on the power of civilization. A trace of Shuangguang's constant revolving on his body is full of mystery. But at this time, the eyes of Zuni suddenly opened. Well? Stars and sea riots. Don't it? It is reasonable to say that there is a sorrow, and all problems will not appear. Is there any accident? His face is dignified and his eyes are moving. In a moment, a mysterious light pierces the void and sways. But just for a moment, respect will take back your eyes. At this point, his eyes are more gloomy. I don't see it. In the stars and seas, the number of days has been completely rioted. Is there an existence that can't be suppressed even by Kang? Is it a dragon? No, it is impossible. Longfei is a small flea. I can't afford much wind and waves. Who is that? Is it a big sun ****** girl? It is impossible. Her strength is not comparable to Longfei. But, why? He is hesitant in the scorpion. Oh, but it's just right. Kang is too embarrassed. If it is not because he knows something other than Haoyu, the deity has already killed him. It just saves me time. In this case, the deity is nothing to be polite. Respecting the face is a cold, and immediately the heart moves. What is the 12 stars? One word. Brush it. 12 stars descended from the sky. The light of the stars in the clear colors is extremely high. Everyone has the power of endless stars. Even the breath of everyone is extremely strange. It seems to have given a certain kind of power in general. Terror is incomparable. The ambiguous warfare is rising in their bodies. I have seen you. In unison, 12 sounds appear simultaneously. Good, it seems that you are now in control of your strength. Now, it's time for you to fight against Hoshino. Target, Phoenix Valley, go. Deity said coldly. In an instant, the 12 figures skyrocketed and disappeared in a flash. And then, the face of respectfulness became a shock, and the promise of killing emerged in the eyes. When the Phoenix world is destroyed, all the forces of world civilization are in my hands, and then the great Yang and the ancient world, and then the heavens and the universe, for me. Respectful and cold, his eyes are cold. Passing the world. As Kang was killed by the dragon, the entire sky was completely rioted. Just like a rule of the world, it is destroyed and destroyed. Everything is in a state of turmoil. Everyone feels that the body is inexplicably loose, as if the shackles that have been shrouded in the heart have been smashed, and it is extremely easy. Shan Haizong, everyone's cultivation is a breakthrough at this moment. Even at the level of Ji Zhongmo and Shan Haizongzhu, this moment broke through the limit of returning to the true. Haha, it must be that my mountain Haizong broke through Tongxian Road. This is the gift of Tongxian Road to us. Yes, it must be. Go to Tongxian Road. It must be that Shanhai broke through Tongxian Road, and it is my legend. To convene the core disciples of Zongmen, we all entered the path of Tongxian Road and greeted our king's triumph. Ji Zhongmo and Shan Haizong directly issued orders. For a time, the mountains and seas were full, and the Tongxian Road was reopened. In this scene, different areas have also occurred. Dark Xian Morzong, Endless Yaozu, in the waterside, and even the dragon family, do everything. It's just ridiculous that everyone thought it was their own power to get out of Tongxian Road. This will have this chance. Therefore, each of them automatically uses their own means to re-enter the road to the fairy road. At this time, at the end of Tongxian Road, the land of Xianting ruins. Longfei was suffering from liver pain, and the words of the system sister made Longfei's mind fall to the bottom. It's hard to be so violent, even all the spoils have to be recycled, making Longfei's heart very unhappy. System girl, is there no other way? These forces are not weak, Longfei said. Now, he has only 3 skills, though not weak. However, who would dislike his own means more? Master, you can rest assured that I will use these things, but have you forgotten the ability of others? I will introduce a more complete set of strengths. At the time, I will make a major renovation of my master. These forces will stay in this world. The system sister said. In the eyes of Longfei, he was happy, and he was happy to hand over the system to the system girl. It is enough to have a systematic sister. Sometimes, the stronger the power, the better. What suits you is the best. Moreover, there are system sisters. Longfei does not worry that the system sister will be uncertain. Longfei believes that with the amazing ability of the system sisters, it will be successful. Therefore, for a time, Longfei's heart also had expectations, and I was looking forward to what the system sister said was the big transformation. But now, solving the problem is the key to the problem. After all, Kang is dead, and the number of days in the world is gone. If we don't solve this problem as soon as possible, I am afraid that the whole world will collapse. The system sisters are also nonsense, with both hands moving, combining many forces, and then directly to the Longfei. In an instant, the figure of dragons rises, and the breath of the whole person is also skyrocketing at this moment. Return to the truth, Tongxian then continue to be violent, the whole person's cultivation is breath, flying into the sky, that is, Longfei feels powerful. It is more than the previous Kang. Moreover, there is an extremely mysterious breath that breathes on his body. Extremely correct. Just like this is the orthodoxy of the mainland. Kang, however, is a chaotic thief who seizes power. For a time, there was a smatter in the eyes of Longfei. However, what makes Longfei even more shocking is the ability of the system sister. At this time, above the void, the breath of Longfei gradually calmed down. Feel the terror power and breath of oneself. The Longfei scorpion must come to the front of Longfei. If you thank you, I won't say more. You can rest assured that the world will be handed over to me in the future. After the stability of the world, I will carry the power of a world to help you fight for the universe. But now, I have to immerse myself for a while. There are still some troubles outside. I will bother you. Longfei said, and then the figure moved, directly hiding the void, disappeared. Longfei looked awkward and didn't know what was going on. He could only connect with the system. System sister, what is going on? Is this finished? Longfei asked. Of course, the master, he is now in charge of the new days of control, and his strength can also help you in the future. System sister said. Chapter 4595. Chapter 4595. This result is best for Longfei. He had already guessed it before the system was hands-on, and it was definitely to condense this power on another person. At the time, Longfei was really afraid that it would make the night child charming to continue to be the master of Xianting, even like Kang, the number of days of incarnation. The woman of her own 96 is of course the best place to stay with her. Therefore, when dragon flying became a new number of days, and after the strength of the days, Longfei's heart was relieved. That's good, it can be regarded as the end of a relationship between me and him. Sure enough, the long handsome can't be covered. I am in the middle of the world, and this mirrored world is also the most powerful. Ha ha ha. Longfei laughed. Now my heart is refreshing and not good. After all, now, the biggest crisis in the face has been lifted, and the next step is to consider the return. Suddenly, Longfei suddenly changed his eyes and suddenly woke up. No, task. How did my task not finish? Kang is dead, and I have become a new number in this world. Why is my mission not completed? Longfei was shocked. Even with system updates, this task has been retained. Although there have been some changes, the core objectives have not changed. Now, Kang is also dead, the number of days is gone, and even these forces are used to form new days. However, why is the task not completed? This is the central point of the real concern of Longfei. Master, I just looked at the task and it hasn't finished yet. Although I have seized the number of days, it is still unstable, and there is no time to deal with the locusts on the mainland. So the task is not complete. The system sister said. Longfei glimpsed, and immediately thought in his mind that Longfei had some minor troubles before it disappeared. Thinking of this, Longfei will understand in his heart. However, it is also true that some people on the mainland must have cleaned up. Longfei said in a cold voice. After all, he is not a saint. Including some people in Shanhaizong, although Longfei didn't want to bird them, but now even the system issued a command to kill them, Longfei would naturally not be soft-hearted. At this time, above the void, suddenly the light and dark changed, a mysterious breath came between the heavens and the earth. Even the entire piece of Tongxian Road began to shake sharply. It seems that under this power, the existence of Tongxian Road is a thing that should not exist. Master, leave here. The new days of integration, everything will be new, all the rules of the day, will be repeated in his hands. Therefore, the traces of past retention will be annihilated. System sister said. Longfei nodded. Then he no longer hesitated, bent down directly, picked up the seriously injured night child, and then swept the rest of the people, wrapped directly in his own power, instantly broke through the world, disappeared. Tongxian World, the starting point to Tongxian Road. Shanhaizong and several sects also finally met at the end of this place. For a time, everyone is a slap in the face. Originally, they all thought that this kind of blessing opportunity was only the treatment of their own Zongmen. I did not expect that everyone is like this. Therefore, the scene is quiet at the moment. Dead and dead. Everyone does not say a word. Or, the head of the opening could not be found at all. Because at this moment, their minds are full of doubts. In particular, Ji Zhongmo and Shan Haizong, at the moment, have a tacit understanding of the heart. That is Longfei. They would never have considered this before. In their eyes, as long as they enter Tongxian Road, relying on the power of Chushan Si, Longfei will die. However, now that everyone has broken through, everyone has broken free from shackles. This is a panic in my heart. An unprecedented fear. No, there must be something we didn't expect on Tongxian Road. Is it that everyone has gone? No, how terrible is Tongxian Road? No one has ever walked through it for countless years. How can you go through so many people at once? It is impossible, said Shan Haizong. Will it be because of the white deer? You know, he is reinvented again and again, maybe he will be ready every time he reinvents. Ji Zhongmo said that the white deer, the pupils are shrinking. It seems that I was thinking of something terrible, and my face was full of horror. Shan Haizong's face is also a condensate, but also into silence. Of course, the natural birth of this kind of thinking will not only be the two of them, but the most important one will be the most important. For the identity of the white deer, it will be more important than anyone to understand. Therefore, he will become the guardian of the white deer. At the moment, above the void, the figure of the heavy fairy is hidden among them, and it is also a solemn face. At this moment, his cultivation is already on the bottom. However, it does not show any smile. Because his mind is also considering this matter, even with Chu Shanhai, invariably thought of the body of the white deer. As for Longfei, although he also feels that Longfei is mysterious, he does not think that Longfei can make the white deer's card more tough. At this time, in the hustle and bustle of the end of Tongxian Road, suddenly there was a riot. Rumble. Rumble. In the roar, it seems that the world ahead has collapsed. Tongxian Road collapsed. It's too shocking to move. Not good, retreat. Otherwise there will be life-threatening. For a moment, all the faces in the field became terrified, and at the same time they quit, for fear of being affected by the riots generated by this Tongxian Road. Rumble. The roar was still the same, and it lasted for almost a quarter of an hour before it stopped. The crowd gathered their courage and looked ahead. However, the next moment, everyone is stunned. Especially Shan Haizong, it was a direct surprise to lose one. How can you still be alive? And you, how can you still be alive? The voice of Ji Zhongmo is full of trembling. Looking at the figures that appeared in front of me, my heart was cold, and a bad premonition was growing in my heart. These few people are naturally dragons. At this moment, Longfei's face also looked like a slapstick smile. How? I saw that Laozi is still alive. Is it unexpected? Longfei said faintly. The heart is already happy. All that comes, all come. Originally thought that it would take some time to smash a door to a sect. Unexpectedly, they all came here to wait. Mom, it's so active to die. I still see you for the first time, but this is also good, and I will send you back to the west. Longfei thought in his heart. Chapter 4596. Chapter 4596. In the void, riots occurred in all the sects. All of them are eager to see the dragon flying in front of them. Because of the existence of Longfei, they have no impression at all. Except for the people of Shanhaizong, no one knows Longfei. But now, Tongxian Road has completely collapsed. People who can come out of Tongxian Road, except Longfei, no one else. Impossible, my sacred woman. Tens of thousands of disciples. In the waterside, a beautiful woman said with a panic. Kid, who are you? Where is my disciple? Where is my family? Where is my family, blood demon? Suddenly, the 4 questions came out above the void. They are the strongest people in one of the sects. Especially now, the status of Longfei and others are sick and unbearable, so they simply do not believe what threats they can pose to them. As for Longfei, the repair is in their view, but it is the realm of truth. Not at all. It is precisely because of this that it will be so embarrassing. A look of arrogance and anger. Only Shanhaizong did not dare to speak. In particular, Ji Zhongmo and Shanhaizong, both of whom were old-fashioned giants, saw the emergence of Longfei, and a horrible result had already appeared in their hearts. Even if they don't believe in their hearts, they have to admit it. So I saw Longfei at the moment and didn't dare to speak. And Longfei, at this moment, heard the sound of this sound, and his eyes were condensed. Cold and cold swept away from everyone. Stupid. For this kind of person, Longfei only responded with 2 words. Even Kang Kang is already in his hands, and this group of people dare to swear in front of him? It's just that I don't know how to write. Let's go, boy, are you looking for death? You didn't hear this in your seat. Tell this seat, what happened in Tongxian Road? Has my ancestor's disciple of the town have already passed through Tongxian Road and is flying up? The Dark Emperor sect of the Dark Lord said. The face is full of magic, and it is full of yin and sin. Longfei's gaze also swept to the Lord of the Dark Emperor, and his eyes were straight, and there was no such thing as a slight embarrassment. No need. Now that Longfei has returned to this world of fairy tales, the only purpose is to die. To put it bluntly, it is to kill people. The goal is to see these people in front of you. Since it is a good thing, it will give the world a new beginning. The number of days is new, and these people naturally have no need to exist. Your ancestral town? Is it magical? If it is him, I can tell you. His road is indeed coming to an end, but it is not going up, but going down. Longfei mouth sighed and said with a smile. At this moment, the people of the endless dark Xian Morzong were extremely angry, and they stared coldly at Longfei. Kid, you are looking for death. Bold mad, although I don't know how many wastes you have survived, I dare to smash my town, and I can't forgive. Up, kill him. Morzong has always been rampant. Now I am being humiliated by Longfei, how to be angry. For a time, one by one, the magic is surging. Especially the Lord of the Dark Emperor, at this moment, the killing in the eyes is constantly surging, and the eyes are also very dark in an instant. Boy, what do you say? The sound is like the friction of the pig iron, which is extremely gloomy. Why, I didn't hear it clearly, then I will tell you again. The magic sense is dead, and I was beaten by a punch. Of course, I am not targeting you. It's about saying that all of you don't have to look forward to it. All of your people have already lost their lives. Longfei looked proud and didn't look at them at all. Even said that it is deliberately angering everyone. And with the sound of Longfei falling, above the whole void, 3 ancestors and 2 people, all of them looked at Longfei with anger. Very angry. This is a naked face. Throughout the entire continent, their sects are supreme. Why have they been subjected to this humiliation? There has never been. Even the esteem of their sects is the pinnacle of the entire mainland, which has always been their insult to others. No one has ever dared to arrogate in front of them. But now, it is directly provoked by Longfei, and it is a direct anger. A good boy, is this the person of Shan Haizong? Even if Chu Shanhai doesn't dare to be so arrogant, what do you count? That is, I really don't know who gave you the courage, so I was so arrogant in front of me. The sky wants to let it die, it will make it crazy. Throughout the ages, no one has ever dared to directly challenge me. Well, very good. The dark mysterious demon, the dragon, and the demon Yin said. The killing has been well hidden, and it has apparently been provoked by Longfei. But the Lord of the Waterside, at this time, his face is slightly changed, it seems to think of what is generally, directly to the side of the Mountain Sea Lord. The Shanhai Lord also directly guessed the meaning, and waited for the person on the waterside to speak, and said directly, "You guessed it well, he is not a person of Shan Haizong, but a dragonfly that killed Wang Yudong." The chief of the Mountain Sea said. A look is gloomy. But the mind is very obvious, that is the disaster. Now that Longfei's performance is too high profile, he has some fear of high profile himself. Therefore, I had to break the identity of Longfei and seduce the masters of the mountains and seas to test. And Oyu's face on the face is also very cloudy at this moment, looking at the dragon, it is already hateful. It's you, little hybrid, it really is you. Although I don't know how you survived this Tongxian road, now your good fortune is over. Repay. Oyu Ishi shouted, and the Europeans shot directly. The sword in his hand moved and disturbed for 9 days. Brush it. The endless swordsmanship descends from the sky, like a sword rain, full of heaven and earth. Longfei's eyes changed, and he did not expect the shot to be so sudden. Originally, Longfei thought that the first shot would be the Dark Emperor. I did not expect that it would be a woman. Boss, this is the sovereign of the waterside, and is the Taoist of Wang Yudong. The weak deer said the white deer. Longfei nodded. As a result, there is nothing unexpected in my heart. Looking up, Longfei looked at the sky and the sword rained down the sky, and the corner of his mouth appeared a touch of disdain. Since you are so affectionate, then Laozi will be a good person, send you to be a pair of dead. Invincible fist, town. Longfei is also an instant shot. No matter who is the first shot, Longfei will not be merciless. Moreover, things are not right or wrong, but their positions are different. Coupled with the fact that the other party contains killings for themselves, Longfei naturally does not want the virgin to be kind to his own enemy. Never possible. So at the moment, a shot is directly invincible. Boom. Longfei did not move, but directly crossed hundreds of miles, a moment to penetrate the endless void, the sky of the sword rain to blast. Finally, it falls directly on the body of the Europeans. Hey! Then, a loud noise appeared. Chapter 4597. Chapter 4597. Oh lolo. The boundless blood rain falls from the void, and the void is dyed red. In the same way, in this moment, between the whole world, it is dead. No one can accept the immediate results. A punch is just a punch. The European cockroach was directly blown up by Longfei, and even the bone ***** did not stay. Brush it. All the people moved back and did not consciously step back. Horrible. The pupils were suddenly stunned and completely shocked by the horror of Longfei. At this moment, the figure of Longfei is no longer the one who uttered madness in their eyes. It is a living god. The way you go is to harvest people. Even the existence of the peak of the European continent, which cannot stop his punch, can anyone stop him? For a time, everyone's mind recalled what Longfei had said before. This time, no one thought that it was a provocation. But the facts. At the thought of this, everyone numbed the scalp. If the people in their sects are all dead on the road to Tongxian, but Longfei has come out safely. The meaning behind this is self-evident. That is, Longfei cleared Tongxian Road. It is precisely because of this that Longfei can now have such a terrible fighting power, and the second person between shots. Especially the master of the mountains and seas, the face is greatly changed. There was a panic in my heart. Originally, he wanted to use the scorpion to try the depth of the dragonfly, but I did not expect it to be killed directly. There is no qualification for temptation at all. Especially now, Longfei has already fixed his gaze to him, and even died him with a moment to feel a fatal crisis. As if gazing by death. The heart burst instantly. At this time, Longfei is no longer silent. Now that the prelude has been kicked off, the massacre is destined to be staged. This time, what Longfei is targeting is naturally the Lord of Shan Haizong. Before the European Union, it would suddenly take a shot and even understand its identity. Needless to say, it was the work of the Shanhai Emperor. In this situation, Longfei can still continue to let the other side. Non-existent. In the next moment, Longfei swept away and stepped out. I was originally a source between you and me. If you catch it, maybe Shan Haizong can become the only one in Tongxian mainland, and supreme. Unfortunately, when you calculate Laozi, this source has become a shackle. Mountain Haizong, when it is extinguished. Longfei said coldly. Immediately, Longfei's body was shocked, and the Invincible punched again. On the other hand, the face of Shan Haizong was instantly shrouded in terror. The whole person fell to the ground directly. I didn't even have the ability to escape. The smell of Longfei alone made him feel chilly and his heart was cracked. No, do not want. Longfei, there is no enmity between you and me, and you can have a few days, but also with my Mountain Haizong to enter this Tongxian road. If there is no Mountain Haizong, you will not have today. Shan Haizong directly believes that he directly asks for mercy. But for Longfei, it is a ridiculous ratio. If it were not for the decentralization of the system, how could he have the heart to experience so much in the mountains and seas, and he would not hesitate to do it. If Shan Haizong really treats him at the beginning, it is not impossible for Longfei to let them go now. However, from the beginning to the end, Shan Haizong never took Longfei seriously. Therefore, fate is already doomed. At this time, Longfei did not care, and the fist in his hand, the invincible meaning was incomparable, and the direct confrontation between Shan Haizong and the main door. Do not. Shan Haizong screamed. But still can't change the fate. In the blink of an eye, it directly annihilated under the fist of Longfei. Not only him, but even the numerous disciples brought by Shan Haizong have been swept up by more than half in this boxing. There are countless deaths and injuries. Only in the moment of the attempt of the dragon, he left the battlefield and survived. But even so, he was still affected by the power of Longfei, and the whole person was distracted and disorganized. Running. However, Ji Zhongmo, do you think you can run away? Longfei mouth smiled. The killing has already begun, and it is imminent to have a good time. It's even more impossible to let go of this level. No, Longfei, don't kill me. I am the elder of Shan Haizong. I can order the entire Mountain Haizong to obey you. Please, spare me a life. In the same way, the plan is to ask for mercy. He didn't want to die, especially now that his cultivation has broken through to the truth, and he is full of hope, so he does not want to die. At this moment, in addition to begging for mercy, he has no choice. He can feel the horror of the dragon flying. It is not at all that his strength can compete. Just the pressure, it has already made him smashed. However, Longfei, but it is not moving. Between the backhands, a long sword appears directly in the hand. Cut. Drink a lot. Longfei and a sword waved, and the demon's sword roared out. Immediately, the virtual shadow was once again volleyed, and the body was swept away. The body of Ji Zhongmo was swallowed directly into it, and was smashed by endless swords. But this is not the end. On the contrary, it is just beginning. Immediately afterwards, Longfei's eyes turned, directly locking the dark mysterious demon, on the water side, the demon and the dragon. Kill. In a word, Longfei slanted into the void, directly incarnate and kill God, and began to harvest directly. Now, there are no grade gaps in front of him. On the top of ordinary disciples and returning to the truth, there is no difference in front of Longfei. Even if it is true, it is very strong. But as long as there is no Longfei Qiang under the scorpion sword, there is only one end, that is, death. No. Please don't. Oh, I don't want to die, my repair is just a breakthrough. You are a demon, I am fighting with you. For a time, the entire world of adulthood purgatory, countless crying, cursing, and pleading for continually appearing. But it didn't work at all. These people are already killing people in the eyes of Long Fei. Under the sorcerer's sword, the power to win the hook is also more and more violent, and the rain falls from the sky, and a corpse has fallen to the earth, which is extremely terrifying. Even the Night Child and the Big Sun Goddess are somewhat intolerant, don't go too far. Even the Genma, watching the dragons die on the spot, the face has become very shocked. Only the White Deer, a look of light. It seems that this killing, he has already guessed the general. Time, 1 minute and 1 second passed, until the Lord of the Dark Emperor, the Dragon Patriarch and the Demon Sect, after the sorcerer's sword became a lonely soul, the whole piece of emptiness gradually calmed down. At this time, Long Fei was still full of spirit and did not feel tired at all. Holding a scorpion sword is like a proud god, no double room. Ding! At this time, the system burst into flames and suddenly appeared. Chapter 4598. Chapter 4598. The crisp sound is endless, and it continues to drown the dragon's ears. It is Long Fei, and my heart is beginning to look forward to it. You must know that this time, there are 5 forces, that is, the dragons and dragons have no mercy, and they are crazy. If it is really explosive, even if it is a person's experience, the level of Long Fei will be soaring. In the thought of this, Long Fei could not help but expect it. Hey, congratulations to the player Dragonfly killing the water in the European side, gaining experience 20 points, the spiritual source value is 2 points, Invincible point. Hey, congratulations to the players. Then, it is the dark mysterious demon, the dragon, the demon, the mountain sea, all of them, directly to the explosion of 400 experience. Only the rest, all given are Invincible points, even the source value is not given. However, this result is also expected by Long Fei. After all, the system has just been updated, and it is impossible to have too many bugs. The existence of such a skill directly sweeping is impossible to give experience. But now, Long Fei is also very content. Now, his experience has been 2,220 points, and the distance upgrade is only 2,780 points. But don't underestimate this experience. Because now, as it is now, the existence of the experience that can bring to Long Fei is too little. Unless it is a boss, in general, it is difficult to explode the experience. After all, the level of Long Fei is already too high. Therefore, although Long Fei was unhappy, he did not care too much. And at this time, the system sounds again, hey, congratulations to the players to complete the sideline mission, to capture the number of days, to eliminate the immortal world. Task Evaluation, SSS. Hey, congratulations to the player to get the King Wang Yujian. Hey, congratulations to Wanjie for getting a special reward for the system once. The system sounds down. The heart of Long Fei is also loose. Finally finished. This is a world of celestial, time is not long, short and short, a few months. It is all around this task. This is not the point. The point is that after this task is completed, it will be able to return to the heavens and the world. This is what Long Fei is worried about. After all, now the world is not peaceful, and he does not know how long Ting. Although Jojo shot, Long Fei believes that they can protect them, but the horror of respect is not to be underestimated, so Long Fei's heart has long been eager to go back. Now that the mission is completed, I can finally return without any scruples. System sister, now the task has become, how should we leave? Long Fei asked. The world of Tongxian world has also been fully completed, and it is natural to leave. Master, leaving is actually very simple. This mission is a special reward. The owner can directly select the relevant world transmission, said the system sister. And Long Fei, the eyes are also bright. Can this be chosen by myself? Long Fei's heart was shocked. This is the real anti-day. With a systemic brain, Long Fei has felt the system violent to unparalleled. I did not expect that even special rewards can be selected by myself. Not the owner, the system is now running according to the various attributes of the owner at this stage. So the rewards will also be based on the needs of the owner, and some categories will be developed. It's good to have the owner pick the space transfer directly. The system sister said. Long Fei nodded. This is similar to the staged rewards in the game, certainly in order to open the next paragraph of the task props. One thought about this, Longfei said directly, open the reward. Hey, the player turns on the system reward. Hey, the system rewards 3 categories, the gods, the ancient to the high force, the world portal 3, please choose the player. Longfei's eyes glanced at the system and he was struggling. If you can, he really doesn't want to choose. The system is produced, absolutely fine. Even if it is a ***** soldier, it is definitely not comparable to the gods of the world itself. As for the ancient to the high force, although I don't know what the power is, it can be defined as a special reward by the system, which is absolutely unusual. Mom, it's too tortured. Longfei's heart was helpless, and his eyes were full of disappointment. But no way, now you can only choose one. Or, we can only choose the world portal now, otherwise there will be no way to go back even in the Wanjie. Choose the world portal. Longfei said with tears, full of reluctance and unwillingness. Hey, congratulations to the player to choose the world's 3 gateways, rewards have been issued system space, please pay attention to check. The system sounds down. However, Longfei naturally did not have the heart to see. On the contrary, it is more concerned about another reward for the system. Wang Yujian. As soon as you read it, Longfei's mind will sink into the system and view, boundary Wang Yujian, no grade. Description, unknown items, a part of a superficial object that needs to be combined. In the eyes of Longfei, I thought that Wang Yujian, a king of this world, was already a ***** treasure, but it didn't work. It turned out to be something that the system could not be determined. For a moment, Longfei wanted to say a word. I bought a watch last year. There is no reward for any effect, but also a reward. System sister, what is the situation? Longfei asked quickly. Master, system operation is in charge of everything that is good for your development. Although this thing is useless now, it does not mean that it will not be useful in the future. Whether the owner returns to the ancient world, can he get the other half and open it directly, said the system sister. Longfei nodded. Although it is helpless, the result is already doomed, and even if it continues to entangle, it has no effect. In the next moment, Longfei's eyes turned directly into the void, and he was fixed on the white deer. Do you want to leave with me, or stay in this world? Longfei asked. Longfei knows that the white deer itself belongs to this world of fairy tales. As his boss, Longfei needs to ask his opinions. Boss, of course, I am leaving with you. I have a chance to see the wider world. How can I give up? But the boss, can you leave a living path for the old man? Ask the white deer. In any case, he will be a guardian. And Longfei now basically wiped out the high-end combat power of the world. The white deer will be afraid that Longfei will also erase the heavy fairy, and this will open the court. Reassure, he has never been an enemy of me, and he is your guardian. I will naturally leave him a life. Even, he will give him a chance. Longfei said. Immediately above the gaze, the world and I have no worries, I am leaving. In the future, if you control the number of days, you will make the sacred person a spokesperson. As for the future, I am waiting for you in the ancient world. Longfei said directly to the void. But in this scene, no one knows what is going on except for the Night Child and others. Then, Longfei no longer hesitated, with both hands moving, the world portal was taken out of the system space, thrown into the void, and a illusory road directly emerged above the void. Go. Unable to say, Longfei stepped out in one step, holding the Night Child and entering the channel. After that, the great sun goddess, followed by White Deer and Genma, disappeared. Chapter 4599. Chapter 4599 Ancient World. A source of cleansing, spiritual power is like a void in the spirit. A shadow of the mountain slowly emerges. Hey, do you say that Faya can really withstand the power outside of Haoyu? Among the mountains, a middle-aged man stood up with his hands and looked solemn. The body is also very strong. A dress is full of warfare, and there is no anger in the scorpion, as if it has experienced vicissitudes. It is daunting. Only when looking at the woman in front of me, these eyes will appear a gentle touch. Hey, Faya is now stronger than you and me. I feel that I have reached the requirements of the ancient predecessors, and, apart from Faya, there is no more room to choose. The aunt said. Yes, these two people are the parents of Longfei, the dragon wars and the curtains. The dragon battled with a pair of fists and a smoldering gas rushed out of him. The aunts also noticed the emotions of the dragon battle, and clung to the hands of the dragon. Hey, I know that you are extremely angry and unwilling in your heart. The world is too much for the children. But I believe that Faya, the more hardships I experience, the more I will get in the future. And, this is his responsibility. He has so many women to guard, and now has his own children. This responsibility he does not pick up. Who will resist? The curtain said faintly, his face is also hanging divided into threads. Even with a bit of resentment. As if to say, there are too many women in Longfei. The face of the dragon warfare showed a few minutes, slightly stunned, and looked back at the top of the mountain. A dozen women gathered in various forms, and a black line appeared on his face. Cough, this can only say that the personality of Faya is placed here, otherwise how can there be so many women like him? The dragon warfare said slightly intent. Oh, how? Very proud. Do you still think that you were looking for less? The curtains looked at the eyes and a killing appeared from the eyes. No, not a lot. The dragon battled a fierce spirit and suddenly woke up. Sun is a sun, lousy is lousy. Although he inherited my excellent genes, but the spleen gap is too big, I am tough and stalwart, fighting in the battlefield. These high-quality characters have learned the past. Unfortunately, did not learn my specificity. The dragon battle is weak and weak. Hey, count you to know. But when I saw many people on the top of the mountain, I was open-eyed. It's still a matter of flying. So many women are coming back, one is better than one, and it can be used in any era to provoke riots in the world. I can't think of it all by my son. In the end is my son. The aunt said, very proud. On the other hand, it is a dark blue. He would like to ask a question, who is still crying like a cry, now, how can it become proud? Just because it is your own son? The dragon battle is very speechless. A generation of god of war, also suddenly exhausted. There is no way to refute. But when I watched the curtain, I was more and more excited. The dragon battle was even more speechless. I had to quickly transfer the topic and said, according to the time, Faya should end up in the world where you laid out. It's almost the same. If the flying child solves the number of days in that world, I am afraid that it will return. The aunt said. Well, it seems that we should be prepared again, and the return of the flying, the mystery of the ancient world is also a step-by-step. Long war eyes must be, said. The sorrowful look is also a condensate at this time, becoming serious. It's a good thing to say, when the fly returns, I am afraid that it will be peaceful in the ancient world. The aunt said nod. It is also at this time, far above a corner of the ancient world. A mysterious light suddenly appeared above 9 days, directly piercing the void. Then, a portal came slowly. Subsequently, Longfei, Night Sun, Dayang Goddess and other brothers walked out of the portal directly. Hey! There is no gap, and the bodies of several people are once again abandoned by the portal, and they land vertically in an instant. If it is not Longfei has long been used to the system power is not reliable, prepared in advance, afraid that a few people will fall. For a moment, Longfei's body was reversed, and the power of longevity was vertical and horizontal, dragging several people directly, and then descending on the earth. Boss, is this your world? It doesn't feel very powerful, said the white deer weak. In fact, what he wants to say is weak. A weak batch. Even some people can't believe that the world that can make such a powerful dragon fly is so fragile. Although the aura is very strong, the rules of the world are extremely fragile and seem to be imperfect. Even giving the white deer a feeling, it seems that he can easily break the world between them. Yes, boss, this world, I feel that we have not been strong in the world of celestial beings. How can you make such a strong one? Jianma also said. A look of suspiciousness. Of course, the night child and the big sun goddess are all the same. Longfei's powerful horror, but never thought about it, the local world is so weak. Longfei's face did not agree. Is the ancient world really fragile? Non-existent. Just now, because of the destruction of the emperor, all the rules are repeated. At the beginning, I left for only a month and went to the world. Between the haste, just some rules were set casually. Just like the laws of the world, there are no natural restrictions. But now it is different. He has returned, and naturally he will free up his hand to formulate the rules of the ancient world. Otherwise, once there is any danger, it is feared that the ancient world will be easily collapsed. As soon as I read this, Longfei's mind was moved and directly linked to the ancient world. In an instant, the feeling of absolute control came to the heart of Longfei. It seems that as long as Longfei thinks, he can feel any corner of the world. But at this time, a strange feeling suddenly appeared. Directly cut off the connection between Longfei and the ancient world. Hey! In an instant, Longfei also slammed a step between the sudden sweat on his forehead. Obviously, a force he does not know is stealing the entire ancient world and wants to take control of it from Longfei. Longfei, naturally, has also been affected. Where is the trough? What happened to this ancient world? Who is it? A big dog, even the things of Lao Tzu dare to steal? Longfei's heart was moving, killing the machine. Night Child my first noticed. Husband, what happened? Asked the Night Child. Nothing, just left some time and found someone moving my things. Longfei said faintly. But there is no specific details. Only the big sun goddess. At this time it is a chuckle. I am afraid that someone has moved your control of the world. Chapter 4600. Chapter 4600. Longfei is also amazed by the words of the great sun goddess. After all, he is the one who controls the ancient world, so he can feel abnormal and take it for granted. I did not expect that the big sun ****** girl is in a language. How do you know? Longfei asked with a smile and whispered. A look of interest. For the identity of the great sun goddess, Longfei has already known. Of course, although I have long known that this is my main task, Longfei has not performed too much. However, in my heart, this great cause of making a baby is always in my heart. Just did not show it. It can be said that it is a slap in the face. In addition, after the settlement of the world of Tongxian, the raging return to the ancient world, there is no thought to understand the other. Today, the big sun goddess took the initiative to open the door, just broke the deadlock. It's very simple, because I used to be the king of the world. So I have just arrived in this world. I have already discovered that the world has a breath that excludes you, said the great sun goddess. Longfei is undecided and said, well said. Everything, just like the big sun goddess said, in just a few months, the ancient world has changed dramatically. He even took control of his king of the world. A replica of the world of living and immortality. However, the difference is that Longfei absolutely does not allow this kind of accident to happen in the ancient world. It's only that he has taken the share of other people's things. Now he is actually picking peaches by others. Can't bear it. The cliff can't stand it. And the white deer will also react at this time. Boss, are people in this world so hoisted? You are so arrogant, the world you control, dare to seize? Asked white deer. Originally, he still felt that the rules of the world were weak, and even if he was a repairer, he should not be able to go anywhere. Unexpectedly, even so violent, even Longfei's control of the world wants to seize. For a time, Bai Lu felt that he was a younger brother. Unmatched. Business bag. My peaches dare to pick it up. No matter who. I gave him a death sin. Longfei responded with a cold response. No matter who it is, moving the ancient world is the reverse scale of moving dragons. The Emperor Xian was destroyed, and this ancient world is the best proof of this causal knot. Moreover, their parents are also in the ancient world. Therefore, Longfei will never let anyone turmoil the roots of the ancient world. As soon as I read this, Longfei thought of a sinking and contacted the system directly. System girl, can you perceive what power is in control of the ancient world? Master, this power is too concealed. Unless I can come to your world, maybe I can perceive it. But now, I can't perceive it. The system sister said. Longfei is a glimpse. Come to my world. Well, can you say that you can still come out of the system and come to my world? For a moment, Longfei was shocked. This is more powerful than the movement of the ancient world. What is the system? It is a program compiled from countless codes. But now the system sister's words, but let Longfei have a new understanding of the system. This kind of thing, never dare to think, the system intelligence brain, can actually get out of the system. If it really comes out, what kind of state will it be? I am afraid that it is incomprehensible in the world. It's not working now, but I can change the owner. After the master's transformation is complete, I will be able to come out. But the master, your body still has some small troubles now. I seem to feel that another kind of system energy has actually moved in your body. I will relieve the hidden danger first. The system sister said. And Longfei, but the heart is suddenly shocked. Dragon Ba Tian, inexplicable, Longfei's heart once again thought of Longbation. The shadow of Longbation is too much in the heart of Longfei. From the beginning of the dragon's attack on the world, the shadow of Longbation seems to have appeared in the fate of Longfei. Even if it is now, it has not disappeared. Another kind of system power? Sure enough, Longbation is a dog owner, and it is also a system owner. Longfei's eyes were cold. This idea has long been guessed, but it is now more smug from the mouth of the system sister. What Longfei didn't know was that his breath leaked out at the moment, directly causing several people around him to change his face. No way, the current dragonfly is too strong. A breath can affect the surrounding area. Boss. The host. The two exclaimed. Longfei was also waking up at this time, and the breath was slightly lowered. Night Sun and Dayang Goddess see the performance of Longfei, which is a step forward. Is things very serious, husband? Asked the Night Child. According to the truth, whether you rely on you or the lady, things will not be too serious, said the great sun ***** girl. Longfei is shaking his head gently. It's just a bunch of jumping clowns, don't have to worry about it. The reason why I am angry is because of other things. Longfei responded faintly. Then I turned my eyes and looked at the big sun goddess. What about the adult? Longfei doubts. Although he knew the identity of the great sun ***** girl, he did not appear when he was involved in the battle with Kang. He did not know that the great sun ***** girl also had contact with his mother. Therefore, at this time, the big sun goddess opened his mouth, and Longfei looked at the past with doubts. The big sun goddess, his face is a moment of blush. A dragon flies. You know, the big sun goddess is a strong woman who fights with Zun, will now make this expression. For a moment, Longfei directly thought of his mother. Where, this is not the big sun goddess is also the mother to give me the daughter-in-law? Longfei thought. Moreover, the more you think about it, the more likely it is. Thinking of this, Longfei was excited. I am sighing and waiting to see my mother, and then I must be more filial. So dedicated to finding a wife for him, and every time, it is the key to the system task. Save most of the time of Longfei directly. Between the thoughts, when the dragon flies out, it is close to the big sun goddess. But at this moment, a breath of weakness is screaming from a distance. Longfei's eyes lifted and locked in the past. Then, a group of figures rushed past, all kinds of airborne flight, whizzing past. The dragon flew in the air and directly stopped the next person. Come here. Understatement, a simple sentence. But the other party did not dare to disobey. Although he was stopped by Longfei at the beginning, he was also angry, but felt the breath of Longfei, and immediately came to Aaron Fei. Adult, I don't know if the adults call me, what is it? Said the man. Chapter 4601. Chapter 4601. Very humble, flattering. Even though his cultivation is already super successful, he still dare not arrogant in front of Longfei. After all, the performance of Longfei is now superb, but it is super big and full. I ask you, you are so in a hurry, what are you going to do? Longfei asked. It is absolutely unusual for so many people in 96 to go in one direction at the same time. Ah, adults don't know? Today is the big day of the Bohai Sea City. The 3 masters of Bohai City today called the emperor and jointly preached. This is an unprecedented grand occasion. I waited so eager to rush over, just to hope that I have the opportunity to understand the emperor and cultivate it further. The man said that it was not like a daring look. Even between the words, there is a very respectful appearance in the eyes, as if I am looking forward to it. Emperor Road. Some people in the ancient world called the emperor. I don't know why, and the emperor said. Longfei said coldly. The ancient world is his world. At the beginning, the Emperor Xian was destroyed, and the king of the king was one. The fundamentals of this world have never changed. There is no emperor at all. But now, some people even claim to be emperors under their own eyes, and even have to preach. How can Longfei's heart endure? For a moment, a nameless anger burned directly in my heart. Go straight to the heart. Adults, banned. The emperor can get the supreme existence of God-given power and heaven, never talk about it. The man said, his face was full of panic. As if a dragon is flying a word, it directly makes his mood become tense. Longfei snorted and didn't care. But my heart was fascinated by this sea city. Intuition tells him that the changes in the ancient world are absolutely inseparable from this sea city. As soon as I came back, I realized that someone was stealing the ancient world, and then there was an emperor. If there is nothing involved in the middle, Longfei will not believe it. Well, I also want to see how great this emperor is, and even dare to preach. Longfei said. And the man was so miserable at this moment. As if I had eaten berberine, I looked at Longfei with a trepidation. Adult, some of my brothers are still waiting for me, or will I take the first step? The man tentatively said. The sound is weak and inaudible, for fear that it will anger the dragonfly. Longfei waved his hand. The man, like a big man, turned and flew straight into the void, disappearing in a blink of an eye. Boss, just let that person leave, asked the white deer. He can feel the anger of Longfei, thinking that Longfei will fight. So at this time, I saw that Longfei actually let the other party leave, and there were some surprises. They are just people who don't care. The real big fish is the 3 old guys who are called emperors in Haicheng. I want to see if I am so arrogant. After the Emperor Xian, I did not speak, but dare to call the emperor. Longfei said faintly, the atmosphere was restrained, but the killing was lifted. Yes, I didn't help the boss in the world of Tongxian. Now I just help the boss and clean up some people who don't want to die, said the white deer, to restore the temperament of his mixed king. Lawless. What's more, there are now dragons flying over, and there are no taboos. Ha ha ha, 2, master, let's go, preach, fear that no matter whether you are 2 or so, anyone is more qualified than them to preach. Jianma is also a big laugh. I saw the violentness of Longfei, as well as the means of Night and Ma Yang. I don't believe that this ancient world can be better than others. Therefore, at this time, the so-called Bohai emperor, in his eyes, is a joke. However, the other party is touching the brow of Longfei, so it can't be tolerated. Don't think so much, it's good to go straight. Whether or not I am not allowed, he can't be called emperor. Let's go. Longfei said, unable to tell. The body moved, directly led several people to chase after. A moment later, a huge city was caught in the eye. Above the city, it is full of traces of time. There are still many places that are repaired with the supreme power. It seems to have suffered from extremely severe damage. But that's it, still let a few people move. In particular, among the 3 orientations in the city, there are 3 very strange atmospheres between the faint, and finally gather in the center. It seems to be blessed by the heavens and the earth, and the mysterious light is rushing, which makes people daunting. Boss, these 3 lights, is the so-called Emperor's Road? It is just like this, I feel the most is not true, said the white deer. Yeah boss, if this is the case, this time you don't have to take it out and give it to us. Jianma is also rushing to make it up, as if he is loyal and wants to express himself. And Longfei, at this time, his eyes are also closely watching the mysterious light filled with rhyme. The white deer and other people can't perceive it, but this kind of breath, Longfei can be seen at a glance. This rushed into the 3 beams of light outside the 9 hexagrams, and the power contained in it was the kind of power that had previously competed with itself for the control of this ancient world. Hey, it's all the time to break through the iron shoes. No matter who you are behind, if you don't play with him, you won't call Longfei. Longfei's heart glimpsed and landed directly. At this time, there are countless people gathered outside Bohai City. Everyone is pilgrimage-like, standing devoutly outside the city gate, waiting for inspection outside the city gate. Not bad. Because the three emperors preached, it was a sacred place. Become the Bohai Sea City. It is simply a leap and the most noble place in the ancient world. Just like the shrine of the original Emperor Xian, the supremacy. Seeing this scene, Longfei's heart suddenly sneered. There are no tigers in the mountains, and the monkeys call the king. I was only a few months away, and the disenchantment of the entire ancient world jumped out. However, this is also good. The world of Tongxian has been eliminated, so the ancient world also needs. If you want to do it once and for all, you have to go out. Especially now, the other party has already moved the roots of the ancient world, completely not to put his king in the eyes. Longfei naturally will not show mercy. At this time, the people in front are finally finished. Hey, a few of you, come to you, want to enter the city, then leave something. Outside the gate, a person wearing a special symbol imprinted clothing said. A smug look, unscrupulous direct opening. It seems that it has long been a rule, and there is no fear that someone will refuse. The white deer will be directly involved, and he will go forward with a cold voice. But it was directly stopped by Longfei. I don't know, what do you want? Longfei walked to the front, micron eyes, faintly said. What do you want? Are you stupid? Are you so good to be an imperial city? If you want to listen, you have to pay the price that corresponds to it. There are a set of gods and soldiers, and there are 500 crystals. The gatekeeper said impatiently, and looked disgusted. Chapter 4602. Chapter 4602. The chill in the eyes of Longfei became more and more heavy. It is not uncommon for such a process to enter the city. But as it is now, Zhongko is going to be a ***** soldier and a spiritual crystal. Longfei is still seeing for the first time. Is this the threshold of listening? It's too high. Longfei said coldly. High? Earthen buns, don't you listen to it. The emperor preached, who do you think you want to hear? If you don't pay a little, you want to hear the way of the great. It's just crazy to say a dream. The gatekeeper shouted coldly. The eyes are full of contempt. In his eyes, Longfei and others are a group of earthen buns. So speaking is not polite, I don't care at all. As for how to think about Longfei and others, they will not consider it at all. Now they are in the middle of the sea, and the three emperors are simply the best. As they are three disciples, they naturally rise in height. Anyone who comes to Bohai City, no matter how high or low they are, will have to look down on them. Otherwise, there will be no chance to enter the city. Longfei's face was dull, but his heart was sneer. He has experienced too much in this kind of bridge. I just didn't expect that now, in this ancient world, this master of his own will be swayed by people. In other words, even on his own sight, he was despised. Moreover, it is still the most extreme one. The one that is completely despised. In this case, Longfei can bear it. Non-existent. So if I want to go in? Longfei's eyes were cold and cold. Okay. Want to do something? What do you want to do? Is it super strong? Don't look at your dog's eyes. Which one is not super perfect? The gatekeeper laughed and his eyes were higher than the top. He looked at Longfei and others and was not good at it. In the same way, this sentence also caused a mockery of a group of people around. Suddenly, someone stood up and said, "Poverty, don't enter if you don't have money, don't delay our time." Yes, super big and full 9. I thought I was a personal thing. Rubbish. In front of the emperor, they are all ants, and they dare to smash in the city of Bohai. This is the sling of the Shuxingong, and it is a long-lost death. Numerous sounds appeared, all of which were disdainful to Longfei and despised. All think that Longfei is looking for death. I heard no, kid. Just a few of you, believe it or not, don't use my 3 shots. These people will have your life. The goalkeeper is more and more arrogant. I do not believe. But but he shook his head slightly, his eyes full of drama. Kill him? Just rely on them? Long Fei simply does not care. Even if you build a horse, you can abuse them. Do not believe. A good one does not believe. Come, who wants to enter the city to listen to the road? Now the rules have changed, no gods and exercises, who can kill the fucks, directly into the city. The gatekeeper said. A look of arrogance. Showing a pair of me is very powerful, I can control the appearance of your life and death. And as his voice fell, many visitors outside the city gate, the eyes suddenly surged into a very excited look. Killing a few people, compared with the gods and the exercises, is naturally easier to let them touch. Immediately, one person came out of the crowd. It is also super successful and full of arrogance. Long Fei's gaze must be fixed to lock this person. He can feel that the breath of this person is very strong. But at a glance, he can see that he has just broken through. Moreover, the same is super successful and full of 9, but it is more than the original undead sacred, and even some of the existence of chaos unknown. The difference is too far. Not at all. It can be said that there is no improvement in the air, and there is no such power that matches it. It was at the beginning that Long Fei's super satisfaction was like a dog, not to mention now. But what really makes Long Fei feel strange is that in the ancient world, the super great perfection has been very rare. But now, the bad streets are everywhere. It's like this person in front of you, it's a super big and full 9. Even faint is repairing, and it is stronger than yourself. And it was because of this that he gave him courage, and now stood up. Kid, have you heard it? Your life is very valuable, that is the gods' exercises, and there are 500 spirits. For this money, don't blame Lousy for being hot. To blame yourself for not having a long eye and offending someone who should not be offended. The people who walked out said extremely coldly and showed confidence. Between the words, the hand is directly drawn a knife. Ghost knife. God, I don't think he is coming. This is a new show. The sword is like a ghost, and killing people doesn't see blood. Definitely, these people are dead, but it is a pity that such a beautiful woman will be fragrant. When the person shot, the crowd next to it burst into exclamation. Envy, excitement, and shock. Of course, what is essential is a kind of compassion. In their view, the ghost knife is now a famous cow, and it is easy to kill Long Fei. Of course, it is a little pity. After all, the words of the gatekeeper also make them feel good, they also want to share a piece of cake. As for Long Fei and others, no one cares. On the other hand, Long Fei, at this time, is interested in looking at the people in front of him. But there is no intention to do it at all. Instead, the white deer and the Genma will have been unable to hold back. Are you coming or me? Genma asked. This kind of roll can't lift the meaning of the shot. You do it, said the white deer, shaking his head slightly. Then take a step back and hand over the battlefield to Genma. Long Fei is also the same, with the night child and the big sun goddess back a step. The night of the night, the shoulders of the night, is also a disdainful look up the lazy scorpion, looked at the person opposite the Genma, a face of disdain, and then continued to lie on the shoulders of the night. At this time, the ghost knife finally shot, with a long knife in his hand, waving directly to Long Fei. Yes, just in the moment when this knife is about to fall on Long Fei. A burst of electric light suddenly fell from the sky. Hey! On the forehead of Genma, the unicorns are releasing the power of endless Laeze, and instantly inundating the ghost knife. Boom! Then, a roaring sound appeared, and the figure of the ghost knife was directly smashed in the same place, and the figure of Genma was moved at this time, stepping on the foot and crushing the figure of the ghost knife on the ground. Puff puff. The ghost knife spurts blood continuously. One move has not passed, directly to the horse to kill. On this level, I want to shoot my master too. Do not scatter your urine to look after yourself. Who else? Who else wants to do it? Come on, don't idle. Grandpa is in a good mood today, to accompany you to play. Genma said madly, looking proud. It's like saying that killing a ghost knife is not enough. At this time, everyone was ashamed of the general, and did not believe what they saw. This second kill. Chapter 4603. Chapter 4603. I am not a dreamer. The ghost knife was killed like this. How is this possible? Super big and full 9, so dishes? Really? Also, what is this beast? The people were directly forced, and they still didn't understand what was going on, and they were incredibly looking at what was happening in front of them. Did not think of it at all. One stroke spike. Even the power of the ghost knife did not cause any harm. However, Long Fei and others did not have the slightest reaction, as if they had already guessed this result. However, the gatekeepers of Bohai City are different, and their faces have suddenly changed. They also heard about the name of the ghost knife. Even before, as everyone thinks, I think that the ghost knife will be shot, and Long Fei and others will die. But the result, they made them stunned. Absolute contrast. A big courage, let us die, even dare to shoot. It seems that you are not looking at my 3 eyes, do not look at Bohai City, do not see the 3 emperors in your eyes. Notify the city guard, someone is upset. The gatekeeper's voice was cold and he said quietly. Immediately, several figures went straight into the city. But Long Fei didn't care. He came here to Heidi City in order to know who is behind the ghosts. To put it bluntly, it is to do things. Is it too big to engage in things? Non-existent. Long Fei didn't want to provoke right and wrong. With this time, it is better to find his mother directly and then prepare for the crisis in the ancient world. But now, this matter is related to his control of the ancient world. You must be inside. This reason Long Fei is naturally clear. Otherwise, Long Fei will never be at ease to deal with anything else. In this Heidi City, all 3 forces are closely related to the power to control themselves in the ancient world. As a result, Long Fei does not want to be low-key. More importantly, the strength of Long Fei is here, and there is no contraindication. What enchanted, demon, and devil, all the way swept past, the Buddha blocked the Buddha, God blocked the gods, the purpose is to destroy everything. As for what the other party is, Long Fei didn't want to go step by step and was not interested in understanding. Because in the face of absolute power, all intrigues are jokes. What the asterisk is, destroy it directly. So at this moment, I saw that the other party actually went to find someone, and Long Fei's heart was looking forward to it. And at this time, the gatekeeper said again, "Kid, you are dead. Dare to provoke us 3, do not need the emperor to shoot, just the master of my 3, you will be able to smash your bones. Remember the next life, nothing to pretend to force, some people, you cannot afford to offend." The goalkeeper looked blank and looked like a tall man. Incomparable violent. It seems that the 3 of them are the masters, the highest forces that control everything. Anyone who dares to disobey their 3 is against the sky. Okay, then I will wait for your 3 families to come. Long Fei said, no hurry or slow, even the mood has not changed in the slightest. As for the construction of horses and the white deer, the same is true. As for the people who are still waiting in line at the door, it is even more difficult to take a few steps back. Genmar's one-shot spike has left a deep shadow in their hearts, and they dare not provoke closeness. And the 3, even more than they do not dare to offend. So at this moment, they pushed away directly, for fear that they would be implicated by Long Fei. At this time, in the Bohai City, suddenly came out of countless figures. There are hundreds of people in total. That is the city guard. Who is it? It's really a big dog, and I dare to sneak in the wild sea, it's really lively. When the city guard, who was headed, appeared, he was extremely angry. The person who followed after getting up was also looking very proud and arrogant. It's your old man. Genmar directly snorted. These birds are not birds at all. With the dragon flying for so long, he naturally knows the character of Long Fei. When is there only one word, just dry. Moreover, the power of these people is a joke in front of him. The face of the city guard changed, and he looked up and locked the horse. A head animal, dare to come out? It's really looking for death. Hey highway, give it to me, the city guard shouted. Brush it. Then, hundreds of Bohai Chengwei directly shot, there are plans to build a horse and 5 horses. But at this time, the horse was built. Jumping into a leap, directly turning into a dragon and a dragon. At the same time, the entire 9 days of nothingness directly led to a dark cloud. The black clouds are rolling and thundering. Hey! For a moment, countless powers of Rees descended from the sky, just like the end of the world. Boom! Rumble! The roar of the earth was directly submerged by the power of the thunder, and the figures of these city guards were directly inundated without any accident. Ah! No! Help! Adult, save me! In the twinkling of an eye, countless screams and cry for help broke out in the thunder. It's just a matter of time, and these times disappear directly. However, the thunder of the sky continues. It was not until the whole piece of the earth was burned to ashes that it was not seen. At this time, above the earth, there is still a shadow of the city guard, all disappeared. Only one person who gave orders for the starting number, the rest were all under the attack of Genmar, and turned into powder. At this time, the city guard leader looked at the empty world, the eyelids continued to beat, and the eyes were full of horror. You killed them? You dare to kill them? How dare you? How dare you do this? The city guard was completely stupid. They are used to it. Especially recently, let them feel that all the monks are ***** in front of them. But now, the direct spike of Genmar completely overturns the pride of his heart. Dignity has been broken on the ground. The killing is killing, what are you afraid? Do you think your people are very good? Actually, in the eyes of Lousy, the fart is not. There are kinds of people who continue to come, what the great emperor, are shit. Genmar said arrogantly. You are arrogant. The beasts are actually under the imperial city, ignoring the emperor, you are not far from death. Become angry, but only dare to scream. There is no courage to even take the shot. Well, that Lousy is waiting here, Lousy wants to see it, ignores the 3, what can I do? Genmar said heavily. But the sound has just fallen, and a voice is directly uploaded from the void. I have a big tone, I have to look at it. In the end, it is sacred, even my 3 are not in my eyes. Then, a few figures appeared above the void. 3 people. And Longfei's eyes were suddenly moving at this time, and a smile was heard in the corner of his mouth. Is her. There was a whisper in the dragon's mouth. I didn't even think that I would be here, I met the old man. Chapter 4604. Chapter 4604. 6 people, 3 men and 3 women. The body is amazing, with super peaks and peaks. With one step, you can reach the level of God-given esteem. However, it is so difficult for God-given esteems, so many people will stop super successful in their lifetime. But in front of the 6 people, the breath is extremely heroic. It was not at all comparable to the ghost knife. It can be said that their super consummation is a real repair. Moreover, they also surround this unique atmosphere. And this breath is the power that Longfei has perceived before. As soon as I read this, Longfei's eyes moved and looked at Li Ying in front of her eyes, and her heart also gave birth to a few thoughts. Is the old man still the same as before? Between the sound and the sound, Longfei's body fretting, he took a step forward and blocked it in front of Genmar. His eyes are always fixed on a woman. However, what makes Longfei feel the accident is that the old man in his eyes has no touch of the slightest, as if he had never seen the dragon flying, indifferent. Even for Longfei and others, only the indifference is expressed. For a time, Longfei's eyes also gave birth to a few points of loss. I didn't think about it at all. When I first met, I saw each other again, but it was something that was wrong. What happened to my husband? Night Child Mai also noticed the change in the mood of Longfei, and asked. Nothing. I saw an old man, but it seems that the other person does not know me. Longfei said with a grin. He is also a bit surprised by this result. After all, it was a lifetime of death. But at this time, the emotions expressed by the other party are too indifferent, and it seems that they do not know Longfei. At this time, the figure of 6 people also came out of the city. In the end, there are still things that don't last long. I am in Haicheng, but can you come to trouble? Said a young man headed. A Chinese costume, showing the honor. This person is exactly the meaning of the 3, Zhao Baichuan of Zhao. At this time, under the anger, there is a feeling of being a person in the eyes. It is like his identity, which is the royal family in Guizhou. Zhao Gongzi, you are finally here. Since you are here, then the rest will be said. This group of things that do not know what to do, even openly provoke the authority of my sea city, absolutely cannot let them go. The soldiers who kept the door directly went forward and said, "The eyes are very cloudy." Said, the hand directly pointed to Longfei, Zhao Gongzi, this kid, he is the head of this group of people, as long as the son of the sun shot him, everything will be settled. At this time, the city guard said, also full of haze. It seems that I have already hated the dragon. If it is not Longfei, he is still happy in this Haicheng. Even if he is a super successful person, he will have to go down to 3. However, the emergence of Longfei broke his fantasy. In order to continue to be a blessing in this place, Longfei must die. At this time, Longfei was a scornful smile. Hey, the dog is a dog. When the master comes, it becomes a bad dog. Know how to call it. However, is it useful? Just do you want to suppress me? I am crazy about dreams, Longfei said, and then stepped out and came to Jianma. Facing the so-called 6 sons of Zhao Gongzi. Not afraid at all. A big tone, the district is super successful and 6-fold, dare to swear in front of this son? Don't anyone tell you, is this the imperial city? At the foot of the great, you have the qualification to let go, Zhao Baichuan said. After that, I glanced at the broken meat around me, and I was already stunned by the city, and my eyes were cold. How about that? Longfei looked up and said faintly, Imperial city? Great. Can you make Longfei fear? Non-existent. He did not speak, and the emperor was the left. He did not nod, and the emperor was a group of clowns who made acts in Banmen. Without it, there is only one point. That is Longfei, the master of the ancient world. He is the orthodox of the king of the world. He is the king in the ancient world. As for the so-called imperial city, the so-called emperor, in the eyes of Longfei, is a joke. So at this moment, Longfei responded to the past 4 words, clean and reasonable. And this sentence also completely set off the anger in the field at this time. The atmosphere, at this moment, has become very strange. Everyone's eyes looked at Longfei's group of people, all of them were full of badness. Including those who came to listen to the people, this is also a face of anger. Kid, you are too crazy, don't think that a little strength can make trouble everywhere. I am arrogant in front of me, and I dare to ignore the emperor? I don't know what to live and die, in front of Zhao Gongzi, you dare to arrogant. Really looking for death. Suddenly, those who had not been concerned about themselves before, and hanged high, suddenly said, competing for performance. It seems that I want to sing in front of this Zhao Baichuan and increase the chance of hearing. Zhao Baichuan is also a face of enjoyment, seems to be complimented by people, it is very useful. Between the thoughts, it is even more violent, looking at Longfei and others, and the eyes are also disdainful. Kid, don't hear it, don't be arrogant in front of this son, here is not the place where you can scatter. Zhao Baichuan sighed. It is even more arrogant. There is madness in this case, being complimented, being admired, being perceived as a godlike feeling, but also giving him a feeling that it seems to be able to spike on the dragon. I really want to know who brought you the superiority. You are not forced to die. Well, when Lao Tzu is arrogant, you still don't know who is using the urine to play mud. Say that Lao Tzu is arrogant, even if you are the 3 great emperors, you have to ask if you are qualified to be arrogant in front of Laozi. Longfei said. Regarding such a person, Longfei did not even have a glance at the interest. After that, he directly locked his eyes on a woman behind him. And you, why, now I don't know what to install. When you were in the ancient world, you lost me several times in succession. Now is your face indifferent? What do you mean? Don't you want to accept it? Longfei squinted and asked. In front of him, it was not someone else. It was in the ancient world that the real world encountered a reincarnation. It was only at the beginning that Long Fei was committed to a battle with the dark god tribe of Xuanjia. After the end, Yun Xiao had disappeared. It is precisely because of this that when I saw the cloud, I was a little surprised. I did not expect to meet here. But what he did not think of was that the cloud at this time was so indifferent to him. For a time, it was the heart of Long Fei's anger. At this time, I can't help but break it directly. On the opposite side, this is mistaken by Long Fei as a cloud woman, but it is a slight glimpse. You are a neuropathy. When did Miss Ben go to the mortal world? If you want to take a relationship, you have to see what you are. I don't know what you can do. Can you miss this lady? The woman said, the words are swearing, the words stinging dragons. Chapter 4605. Chapter 4605. Long Fei couldn't think of it. This woman who once made her heart beat, now she will say this. Oh, what? I knew you were so early. In the real world, Lao Tzu should push you down. You are afraid that you will not think about what you missed. Long Fei said coldly. To be 96 is to say that no regrets are false in the heart. But let Long Fei sink in this way, but it will never. At least, as Long Fei said, she did not know what was lost. Missed? What kind of joke? Who do you think you are? I am the grandson of the great emperor. What do you want? A waste of your super-successful realm, dare to tell me that I missed it? It's really a laugh to Miss Ben. Cloud laughed and sneered. And Long Fei, his face is more and more cold. Inexplicable, Long Fei also gave birth to a strange heart. According to the truth, even if Yun Xiao does not want to fulfill the gambling contract, he will never treat himself like this. Moreover, the character of Yun Xiao is definitely not such a madman. How calm and calm the original Cloud. This is definitely not the kind of person who is doing it. At this time, Zhao Baichuan is also a step forward. You Lao Tzu's woman, you dare to think about it. Is this son looking tired and tired? Will is you like this person? It's the two people behind you are good, this son is going to be. Zhao Baichuan said. The eyes are full of sinister light. In an instant, the white deer and the Genmar could not bear it. Like Nima's shit, believe it or not, I dug your dog's eyes. Just the white deer. The mother is also your kind of miscellaneous can think about it. Damn, wait for Lousy to directly step over the sea city, see how you can force it. This is Genmar. As for the night child and the big sun goddess, there is no slight change in expression. Even now, the night child is hurt, but the cultivation is still there, and the eyes are still there. Therefore, people like Zhao Baichuan have no qualifications to let them wave their minds. As for the big sun goddess, it is even more impossible to look at him more. Long Fei, at this time, directly ignored Zhao Baichuan. However, the words in Zhao Baichuan's mouth were made to let Long Fei notice. Clouds? Not a cloud. What happened? Is it a sister? Long Fei thought in his heart, and he took a deep look at the woman named Zhao Baichuan as Yun Xiao. In the twinkling of an eye, Long Fei's eyes flashed, and the eternal life passed directly through the eyes. The next moment, the breath of Long Fei's face became extremely complicated. There are also some surprises in the complex. Nima. Disguised. Even the skin capsules have to be replaced with clouds. Is there anything wrong with the cloud? Long Fei thought suddenly. Yes, this eye, let Long Fei directly see through the camouflage of Yunshang. This pair of skins is not a fake appearance, but underneath it has another face. For a time, Long Fei had surprises and concerns. Of course, there is also anger. Mom, I almost missed the cloud and I can't stand it. Snapped. It is impossible to say that Long Fei directly covered the past with a slap. But this slap, but not an ordinary slap, but the use of the power of creation. And with the fall of Long Fei, the camouflage on the face of Yunshang was completely broken by Long Fei. Leaked out of the original appearance. In an instant, the crowd fry. How did this suddenly change to a person? I am going, this contrast is too big. Before it was the goddess, is it now a rough girl? I can't believe it, I really can't believe it. Everyone started to talk about it, and the incredible look of the unfolding face of the original face could not stop shaking his head. And Yunshang is clearly aware of what My face? Ah, what have you done to me? Bastard. I want to kill you, kill you. The cloud wrath is unstoppable, and the whole person falls directly into madness, struggling to climb from the ground and then rushing to Longfei. But to meet him, it is just a simple and violent punch. Hey! Under the punch, the figure of Yunshang was directly blown out by the dragon. Boom! Bang! A punch is just a punch. The figure of Yunshang was directly blown by the dragon to the 100 miles, and fell directly to the ground, not knowing what to do. However, Longfei knew in his heart that this punch could not be the life of Yunshang. It's not impossible, but Longfei has something to ask. And this punch also completely shows the attitude of Longfei. One word, that is dry. Zhao Baichuan's face changed, and he looked at Longfei incredibly, and then turned to the singer who had already been shot and flew out. Although the repair of Yunshang is not as good as him, it is also the superlarge and perfect peak. Even if he is stronger than Yunshang, he is not strong enough. However, now, Longfei can punch the clouds with a fist. Can he be an opponent? All of a sudden, Zhao Baichuan's face was a bit aggressive. How? Fear? Don't be afraid, wasn't it arrogant just now? Isn't it that Laozi is not qualified to scatter wild? Come and come, don't worry, continue to install. Longfei said with a sneer. When this sentence came out, it immediately attracted the laughter of Bailu and others. It's the night child and the big sun goddess are smiling. This result, they are not unexpected. But the surprise is that Longfei now plays the other side as a monkey. Boy, what are you doing? Tell you, I am the grandson of the great emperor of Zhao. If you dare to hurt me, there is no place for you to live in the world. Zhao Baichuan is another step back. The same is true of several people around him. They are cultivated to be almost the same, and naturally they can feel the power of Longfei. A punch will fly a super-rich peak. This kind of combat power is absolutely above them, and it is not too much to say that they are crushing them. Moreover, even Zhao Baichuan is afraid, they are even less qualified to be arrogant. Zhao Jiododi? What a ridiculous thing, I don't recognize it, he wants to call the emperor. Idiot people say dreams. Longfei said. Then I looked around and looked at the people around me. Brush it. Suddenly, everyone bowed their heads and did not dare to look at the eyes of Longfei. You are so super good. But I am willing to be a dog. In this case, it is useless to live. It is better to send you to reincarnation, and remember to be a bit angry in the next life. Longfei said. Then I looked at it. Jianma directly expressed his will, and the next moment was directly incarnate and began to kill. Rumble. In an instant, thunder and thunder, the thunder came to the world, and the horror reappeared. Do not. Forgive us, we are also forced to do so. Devil, you are a devil, we are just a word, are you going to kill us? Oh, I curse you not to die. In an instant, before the entire Bohai city, it became a world of thunder, and a scream came out of it. But from the beginning to the end, Longfei did not have the slightest movement. To be a man, always pay for his mistakes, since they want to seek qualifications, and stand on the opposite side of Longfei. The whole result is already doomed. At the same time, Longfei's eyes turned and locked Zhao Baichuan. Now, it's up to you. Chapter 4606. Chapter 4606. The eyes swept away, and the dragon flew on the body. At the same time, Zhao Baichuan's face was terrified. At this moment, a desperate directly pervades the heart of Zhao Baichuan, and the whole person is stumbling in the retrogression. Too strong. Just the oppression on the momentum, there is a feeling that makes his mind sway, the spirit is turbulent, as if the soul will collapse and die in the next moment. No, you can't do that. I am the grandson of the great emperor. I am the son of the emperor. If you hurt me, you will never be able to recover. You have given me, if I have any accidents, the emperor is angry, and there is blood. You all have to die. Zhao Baichuan is almost crazy. But at the moment, the people around him are all the same. It has long been oppressed by the momentum of Longfei. Don't say the shot, just look at the dragon fly, feel the anger of the sky. At this time, the overwhelming power of the thunder finally dissipated. And those who want to enter the city, there is no trace of existence at this time, all annihilated under the endless thunder. It was the most arrogant gatekeeper who had been screaming before, and he was not spared. In the blink of an eye, there are only 6 people in the Jiaohai River outside the entire Bohai city. Jianma's intentions are still unfinished and the war is high. Obviously, I want to take the 6 shots again. But it was pulled by the white deer. It is indicated that there are dragons flying, and they do not need to worry about them. At this time, Long Fei, also step by step, one hand directly pinned Zhao Baichuan's neck in his hand. Say, where is the cloud? Long Fei asked. If it is not for the cloud, this role, Long Fei has no desire to even shoot. The only thing that can make him a little desire is the 3 emperors of the so-called Bohai city. Zhao Baichuan looked at Long Fei with a look of difficulty. His face was red and his breathing was difficult. You are coming for the clouds? Zhao Baichuan squatted and struggled. And Long Fei, at this time is a keen sense, Zhao Baichuan's heart is dodging, in fear. This fear is not the fear of life and death that Long Fei wants to kill him. It is like saying that behind the cloud, there is a big secret, the secret that makes him feel the cold in his heart. My words don't want to say a second time. Tell me, where is the cloud? Long Fei sounds cold. Zhao Baichuan's attitude made Long Fei realize that things are definitely not that simple, and the mind is a bit more confused. Are you a dragon? Zhao Baichuan was terrified in the middle of the pupil, and suddenly he said in amazement. Long Fei's eyes moved. You know me? Long Fei asked. Intuition tells him that this is not easy. Otherwise, Zhao Baichuan will definitely not guess the identity of Long Fei because of Long Fei's words. Ha ha ha, Long Fei, do you dare to come to the city? Do you know that after the 3 emperors prove their way, the first thing is to kill you and worship the heavens? If I were you, how far can I run now? You have let me go now, I can do nothing that happens, let you go, otherwise you will die. Zhao Baichuan said. Despite the pain in the hands of Long Fei, it is still rampant. It seems that because of the realization of the identity of Long Fei, it becomes fearless. But in the case of Long Fei, it is ridiculously pitiful. Let him go. Non-existent. When Long Fei descended on this ancient world, it was destined to avoid a killing. However, what Long Fei did not think was that the other party knew himself. This is no problem, but also want to kill yourself to sacrifice the heavens? This is a special thing. In the ancient world, he is the god. Moreover, from the other party's tone, it has long been known that the existence of Long Fei. We must know that Long Fei broke through the heavens and the earth from the unknown land of chaos, making the unknown land of chaos and the ancient world merge into one. That battle almost swept the entire ancient world. Therefore, the owner of the chaos of Long Fei town, the powerful smashing of the emperor, and the king of the border and the king of the ancient world, the entire ancient world cannot be unknown. But now, the other party clearly knows his identity, and even wants to kill himself. I am more and more curious, who is behind you? Who is giving you the entire qualification, I want to marry me? Long Fei thought of it in the heart. Immediately, the eyes are stunned and the hands are forced. Puff. Zhao Baichuan was directly pinched by Long Fei. Then the force of eternal life was shocked, swept away, and directly annihilated the spirit of Zhao Baichuan. Then, Long Fei looked at the other 4 people. Give you a chance, who can tell me what happened to Yun Xiao, I will leave him alive. Long Fei said. Knowing ourselves and knowing each other can only be a battle. Long Fei is confident, and the current strength is not afraid of any intrigue. However, Long Fei is afraid of being unfavorable to the cloud. Therefore, I am eager to know the news of Yun Xiao. At this time, with Long Fei's hand bursting Zhao Baichuan, the rest of these people have already lost their souls, not to mention the struggle, even the courage to escape. Long Fei adults are forgiving. We really don't know anything. We only know that there is a peerless master in the 3 emperors, and it has already been laid down in the sky, waiting for the arrival of adults. As for Yun Xiao girl, she has already been imprisoned by the Yun family. As for life and death, we don't know. Several people said in a panic. At this point, I have already scared my courage. In front of life and death, what the three emperors and what dignity are all thrown behind. Especially in the case of Zhao Baichuan's former car, they are not going to be a fool. Because they already understand that they are forced to fight in front of Longfei, and they are dead. Only when you are desperate for mercy can you live. And Longfei is also slightly condensed at this time. Yunjia? Oh, my women dare to touch. It seems that the control of this ancient world begins with killing. But it's just right, this time, completely eliminate all evil spirits. Longfei said coldly and then turned directly. Build a horse, here is for you, one does not stay. Longfei said. The voice just fell, and the rest were 4 people, struggling desperately. No, you can't do this. You said that you will let us go. There is no word, no damn. No, I don't want to die. Damn, Longfei, you can't die, I curse you, I will be suppressed by the 3 emperors, and there is no place to die. Several people desperately mourned and cursed. However, Longfei simply did not take things seriously, with the night child and the big sun goddess, and then the white deer picked up and seriously injured the faint clouds, and went straight to the entrance. And Genma, at this time, is a sinister smile. Hey, give me a shut up. The reason why my boss said that he lives around you is because you are not worthy of his shot. Moreover, my boss is letting you go. But sorry, I will not let go. Anyone who dares to anger my boss is damned. Now let me go. Genma roared, his feet collapsed, and several people were directly crushed into meat, and the dead could not die anymore. Chapter 4607. Chapter 4607. Cloud Home, Underground. The endless flames rose out of the ground, and a strand of magma emerged from the ground. Oh la la. At this time, the sound of a shock chain swayed from it. Let me out. Please, please let me go. You are going backwards, dig your own graves, and wait for Longfei to return. You are all saved. The clouds are coming from the endless magma, and the sound is exhausted and full of endless pain. Clouds, things are still obsessed with you today. Do you think Longfei really has a chance? At the beginning, he was arrogant, and even the supreme level of Shen Emperor was defeated in his hands. However, you can't think of how powerful the people behind this homeowner are. Otherwise, can the owner directly call the emperor? I am not afraid to tell you that this time, the 3 emperors preached, in order to attract Longfei. The adult has already deduced that Longfei is very likely to appear in the ancient world. Therefore, this time, it has already laid down the network, and with 3 emperors, it is easy to kill the dragon. So, you will die this heart, let alone Longfei will not appear. It is there, and it is also a dead end. At this time, on this magma purgatory, a figure appeared. It is the most talented child of the current Cloud family, named Yuntiandi, and also the brother of Yunxiao. At the same time, it is the successor chosen by the great emperor, and it has already broken through the ninefold. No, impossible, Longfei is truly invincible. He can even kill Shen Emperor. Who else is his opponent? Absolutely impossible. You are lying to me, you must be lying to me. Yunxiao madly shook his head. But the worries and panic among the eyes have already betrayed her. She believes, and is afraid, so looking at the sky and earth, the eyes are extremely complicated. Big brother, I beg you, let me go. Dragon can't come here, it must not come. I beg you, let me go out. Clouds madly praying. But the brows of Yuntiandi are wrinkled and deeper. Clouds, I am very disappointed. I thought that this period of time will allow you to endure the suffering of magma, which will make you wake up. I don't think you are still obsessed with this. I tell you, after 3 days, it is the day when the 3 emperors preached, and between the sermons, it was also the time when the 3 emperors made the emperor, and you will be a hub for the alliance between the 3 emperors. You will become the wife of Zhao's genius Zhao Handsome. That is to say, only these 3 days, no matter if you want to understand or not understand, you must forget the dragonfly, otherwise, it will be trapped in my family. Yuntian said. After that, I went straight to leave, and I never noticed that the eyes of Yunxiao were full of despair. Even a dead sorrow breeds from the bottom of the eye. At this time, several people of Longfei have entered the Bohai Emperor city, targeting the Yunjia. All the way, unimpeded. After all, what is happening outside the city gate is now unknown. However, the city of Bohai Sea is not small. Moreover, Long Fei did not have a big fanfare, fearing that it would attract the attention of the other party, which would be detrimental to the cloud. Time passes between minutes and seconds. Finally, in the evening, a few people from Long Fei had already arrived before the Yun family. Looking at the front of a bright light rushing to the sky, Long Fei's eyes are also covered with frost. The closer you are, the more certain Long Fei is. This power is exactly the same as the one behind it that wants to compete for control of the ancient world. Husband, what happened? Night Child asked. Long Fei shook his head slightly. I am afraid that he has found a great source of change in the ancient world. If I have not guessed wrong, the so-called imperialism behind it is the kind of root cause that has changed the ancient world. Dayang Goddess said. Long Fei squinted. You guessed it well, then guess. What am I going to push you down and let you give me a baby? Long Fei said, a change in tone. At the same time, the eyes are scanned up and down on the big sun goddess. In an instant, the big sun ***** girl's face was blushing and said, Rogue. Then, don't go directly to your face. And Long Fei's heart is also a glimpse, apparently did not expect the Dayang goddess to make this reaction. According to the truth, a woman of this level, a big-eyed woman, should have a high vision. Long Fei did not expect that the other party would accept himself so easily. It seems that the old lady has done a lot of work for me. But it's just right, I also want to see what the system girl said about the deity. Long Fei's face was quiet and his mind thought. But now it is not the time to say this, anyway, the big sun goddess has returned. Although Long Fei does not know what happened to the sun god girl, it is because of her mother's sake, or something else. But at least, the reaction of the big sun goddess now makes Long Fei's heart loose. After all, there is still a task in the system about the Great Yang. When you have solved the mistakes in front of you, you should do it as soon as possible. Long Fei thought of it. His eyes were once again swept to the big sun goddess. It's not important to be beautiful, the focus is on making children, but the system is a task. I want to do it. Long Fei's heart thinks evil. Until the feeling of the big sun goddess and the night child might also came to a killing, Long Fei's mind was recovered, and smiled. Boss, now I have arrived at Yunjia, what do we do? Ask the white deer. Long Fei looked up and looked at the Yun family, who was close at hand, and looked awkward. How? Do it at the time. But it's just in case, I am attracted to their attention. As for you, try your best to find the clouds. Long Fei said. The two-pronged approach is the most ensured. Long Fei is confident that he can sweep, but he is also afraid of what kind of intrigues and tricks the other party will give birth to. This kind of thing is not the first time. Therefore, Long Fei does not want to take risks. Reassure the boss, the big sister will be handed over to us. As for your side, don't be too violent, wait for me to come out and have a good show. Said the white deer. Yeah, master, don't shoot too fast, we also want to see, this is the so-called emperor, in the end. Jianma also said. Long Fei did not say a word, and did not say much. Husband, you have to be careful. But the night is charming, but it is open. Even if you know that dragon is powerful, it is full of worry. Although I know that you are absolutely in control of this world, this force will dare to openly seize power with you, and you will not be too weak to think about it. You should be careful. Dayang Goddess said. Well, don't worry. A cloud home, I have never been in the eye. I have been slaughtered by the real emperor, let alone them. Long Fei said casually. Then, step out and go straight to the cloud home. Chapter 4608. Chapter 4608. Stand up, kid, you dare to volley above my cloud home, who is your courage? For a moment, the people of Yunjia reacted and angered Long Fei. But unfortunately, Long Fei did not have any interest in responding. There is a punch between the backhands. Rumble. Rumble. Invincible punches turned out. The earth, the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, the time, the space, and the power of the 7 penalties are noisy. Boom. Really worth the name of Invincible. Under the punch, the front row of the entire Yunjia was smashed into pieces by Longfei. Numerous Yunjia disciples were buried among them, and the dead bodies were buried. Even under the strangulation of the rules, even the souls have not escaped, and the soul flies away. This punch also made the entire Bohai city completely violent. At this time, the Cloud Home core. The Cloud Homes are gathering together and radiant. Ha ha ha, 3 days, another 3 days, the entire ancient world will become the land of my Cloud family. We are divided into 3 parts, and the history will be truly rewritten in the future. The world of Xian Emperor has passed, there is an adult, the future ancient world will be under our control. Ha ha ha. The Xian family is very excited. One person got the word, the chicken dog ascended to heaven. Now, they are coming to the emperor. What does this mean? Explain that they will become the ancient 3 giants. The former Xian family is the future of their Cloud home. So at this moment, the Yun family has forgotten. Immerse yourself in endless fantasy. But all of this, but with the dragon flying a punch, and completely broken. Rumble. At this time, the people of Yunjia also felt the power of destruction in this world, and the entire Yunjia Jingu temple began to shake. Is this an earthquake? Is it that my lord has already called the emperor? The earthquake Nima, it is clear that someone is attacking my Cloud home. A big dog, even at this time, I dared to come to my Cloud house to make trouble. This is the longevity of Shuxingong. Dry him. Suddenly, among the Yunjia Jingu shrine, countless Yun's core disciples are angry. In their eyes, the Cloud family is already the overlord of the world. They have been oppressed by the mysterious family. Now, they have been imagining to start to control the world in a crazy way, to overwhelm all beings and to be arrogant. Unexpectedly, the dream has not yet begun, it was attacked by people. For a time, countless figures, along with the elders and core members of the Yun family, all came out of the shrine, and looked angry. At this time, the figure also surged from the periphery of the Cloud home to the Yunjia Jingu. Help! Elders help! Some people attacked, and the Cloud home was badly damaged. The countless disciples have died tragically outside. One by one, the figure was rushing, the look of horror and fear, and the head of the hair was scattered, and the look was flustered. What panic! This time I come to my Cloud house to make trouble, no matter who it is just to die. A group of wastes, raising you all in white. What is the style of my Cloud family? My pride in the Cloud family? My belief in the Cloud family? Are you all eaten by you? Before the shrine, a Cloud home veteran looked gloomy and performed extremely majestic. After getting up, countless other Yun family children are also like this, the face of hate iron is not steel. I feel that now, they have to ask for the ancients, but the performance of these disciples is too sullen. If you encounter something, you will be sincere and fearful, and you will die if you want to die. No, not an elder, too fierce. I can't resist it at all. He isn't a human at all. It hurts us half a Cloud home with a punch, and thousands of disciples are punched out. If it is not for us to be far away, now we are also dead. The Yun family disciples said. It is already a misfortune for them to be able to take off the ascension, so the words of the Cloud parents and the elite disciples at this time are meaningless to them. Even the rebuttal is too lazy to speak. Let's let it go. A punch. Are you old-fashioned when the old man is blind? The power just now contains a lot of breath, and how strong is my Cloud family's formation? You say that one person has destroyed half of the Cloud house by one punch. You are an old man. Is it silly? The parents of the Cloud are so guilty that they are extremely angry. In his view, these disciples are clearly making excuses for their own embarrassment, and even compiling such jokes. He absolutely does not believe that one can destroy the Cloud home into this. Elders, what I said is true. The other party is really just a person, and only a punch, and then our entire Cloud family's formation is shattered. Now, he should be coming soon. The Yunjia disciples still tried to explain it. Hey, you are scared to be stupid, how did my Cloud family out of your waist? It's just right, the old man is going to have a look. Is the other person an individual or an organization that scares your waist like this? But no matter how much, there is only one result, that is death. Insult me, I will kill you. Cloud Parents said sharply. Finished. The whole body was shock. The Yunjia disciples behind him all cast their respectful eyes. And this elder, the face also showed a faint smile, and enjoyed this respected feeling. But at this time, a figure directly reflected in the eyes of the people. The pace is gentle, and you walk in the same way, step by step on the void. I didn't even run. It was a bit of an accident. Longfei said faintly. Originally, he thought that after the previous means, Longfei was afraid that he would come, and he had already gone through the hollow. But I did not expect that the other party not only did not run, but instead greeted themselves. In the same way, it is not only Longfei, but also the people opposite Yunjia. At this point they were stunned and their eyes kept looking outward. I want to find more pictures. However, they are destined to be disappointed. Because of this battle, only Longfei. One person? Really only one person? The children of Yunjia looked at Longfei and stood proudly in the void. All of them were forced. They can't think of the same, everything is true. But this is not the point. The point is, if there is really only one person to fly, how strong is the strength of Longfei? A fist broke the Cloud family's formation. How much violent force does that give? For a time, their instincts in their hearts gave birth to a fear. Especially at this time, Longfei is too light, and the more dragons are indifferent, the more panic they have in their hearts. It is the old parents of the Cloud, and there is no arrogance in the face at this time. Instead, it is a dignity. Kid, who are you? Do you know that you have already fallen into a big disaster? Looking at the old man has not been angry, he has to shackle himself, and he will plead guilty, and he will be spared the crime of Julien. Otherwise, everyone who has something to do with you will kill nothing. Cloud Parents said. Kill innocent. Longfei frowned slightly. A contemptuous look at the Cloud Parents. Okay, then as you said, all the Yun family today, kill innocent. Chapter 4609. Chapter 4609. What Longfei hates most is the threat of others. Especially with people around you to threaten. Therefore, for those who use them to threaten Longfei, there is only one result, that is, death. Presumptuous. Kid, although I don't know how you did it, broke the cloud of my cloud. Julien, but you have to know, my Cloud family has already called the Emperor. In front of the Emperor, everything is illusory. Under the Emperor, they are all ants. I am a Cloud home, and you can't provoke it. Cloud Parents said. Is it? I really want to try it, and I will make you a Cloud home. What will happen? Longfei said with a word and a word. After that, Longfei shot again and punched a punch. In an instant, the power of the 7 rules instantly broke open. A fist phantom overlaps and jumps out of space. The earth roared, the sky was shaking, and the sun and the moon were dull. Boom! The devastating atmosphere instantly surged and swept across the world. Not good. Withdraw. The power of horror, everyone will withdraw. Cloud Parents burst into an instant. At this moment, everything that I said before became a joke. Nothing to worry about at all. Turn around and leave nothing to ignore. But behind him, the disciples did not respond at all, and there was no chance to escape. Boom! A violent punch fell down. Endless terrorist power burst in front of the entire Yunjia Jingu shrine. No. Help. Obviously, I don't want to die. They also thought that the problem was not big. My family They did not put the Cloud family's accidents in their eyes. Just us. However, a scream of that Longfei had only 2 punches from the beginning to the end, and the entire Yunjia, overwhelmed by the roar of a palace, had been destroyed by Longfei. Of the moment suddenly I am afraid that I will never continue to think large so. Pieces of Yunjia architecture of the Jiao family directly into ruins. Even they simply did not know that at this time directly the descendants of their Jiao family had died, and the violent force is smashed into fly ash. There is no slightest move to the Cloud family's accident. The Yunjia Jingu shrine was directly cut by Longfei. In the same way, not afraid. There are thousands of Yunjia disciples directly exploding under the power of Invincible position. This kind of damage, even if it is a Cloud home, is also a real injury. At
the entire cloud home was directly abandoned.
Everyone's line of
miles
sight is also attracted to this place. The figure
The
of
same
Long
is
Fei
true
is
of
still
Zhao
standing
Jiao and
proudly
Tang
above
Jiao.
the void,
Tang
the
family,
light and cold,
the power
very
of horror,
cold and proud.
the Yun family
Looking
is
at the
afraid
clouds
to kick the
and
iron
escaping
plate
out
this
of the
time.
cloud parents
I
and a
don't
few
know
disciples.
what kind of existence
Long
is
Fei mouth
provoked.
is full of sneer.
Tang's parents,
Run,
Tang Shuo,
run away,
said.
Strain
Elders
even
are more
my 9
concerned.
people,
No matter
just
who they
rely
are,
on your
the
Yun
results
Jia.
will not
I
change.
really don't have this
The
qualification.
ancestors of the Yun family
Invincible
have already
punch.
called the
Give me
emperor.
a break.
No matter who
Cold
they are,
and cold.
in front of the
Long
power
Fei
of
did
the
not show
emperor,
mercy.
they are jokes
And attacked instantly.
So, the more
Booming.
arrogant this person
Fist
is now,
invincible.
the result
Invincible.
is that the worse you die.
The speed is
Immediately,
invincible.
some people in
Invincible
the Tang
punches
family
came out
spoke,
again,
and
it
for a
seems
moment
that the face
they went
is not
thousands
too
of miles.
surprised.
The
Hey,
rest of the
the
people
invincible
also
punches
nodded
swept
constantly,
past,
and the sound of a physical collapse collapsed in the void. Then, one after another, the figure of Yun's disciple fell in the void, and the dead could not die anymore. In the blink of an eye, the entire void, only the cloud parent is the old one. Cloud parents are old, and there is still a little bit of a look at this time. The whole person fled in confusion, his eyes were full of blood, and he kept looking back. Looking at the punch that is getting closer and closer, there is infinite fear in the eyes. No, boy, how dare you do this? Don't you be afraid of my Yunjia Emperor? Don't be afraid of the suppression of the Emperor? The Cloud Parents boss, surrounded by endless fear, completely recognized the Yunjia Emperor. However, Long Fei is a smile. For him, the Yunjia Emperor never did anything from beginning to end. As for the Emperor, it is a joke in his eyes. His world, he did not call the Emperor. Some people dare to make the Emperor. Who dares to make an Emperor? He does not allow. You are the side of the door, that is the retrograde way. Therefore, at this moment, facing the old threat of Cloud Parents, Long Fei's killing is even more intense. Emperor? Yunjia the Great. You really are afraid of Laozi? Besides, have you been waiting for me? Don't wait for Laozi. Do you want to kill Laozi completely? Now, I am coming. How come? You are jealous? Long Fei said. Undisguised ridicule. What is not self-reliant? What is sitting on the sky? What is an idiot saying a dream? This is. The 3 districts of Bohai, who wanted to lay out and kill him, were completely wrong from the very beginning. Moreover, it is an unforgivable mistake. At this time, the Cloud Parents always heard the words of Long Fei, and they turned a face, and then became an incomparable color. You are Long Fei. Cloud Parents finally guessed the identity of Long Fei and exclaimed. Both eyes are wide, staring at the dragon flying. And Long Fei is a scornful mouth. Guess it. Unfortunately, what's the use? Said, Long Fei's offensive is not reduced, invincible punches, came to the surface. No, Long Fei don't kill me, I am Yun Xiao's uncle. You know, Yun Xiao always misses you in your heart. If you kill me, I am afraid that Yun Xiao will never forgive you. Cloud Parents said with an old anger. Long Fei's eyes hesitated slightly. But to change, this hesitation was directly killed by Long Fei. What can you do with your uncle? You are not good at the cloud, but you still blame the old man? Besides, now that Yun Xiao's life and death are unknown, do you still have a face? If it is not a cloud, do you think that Laozi is still standing here to give you nonsense? Your cloud family, self-destruction. With a heavy bang, Long Fei had no scruples and slammed it out. Chapter 4610. Chapter 4610. At this time, the 3 bright spots of the Bohai Sea city gather. Stratus clouds are ups and downs, and the winds and clouds meet. Boom. A figure suddenly appeared in the place where the mysterious light meets, and suddenly rises. Reverse, reverse. Little beast, even dare to treat me like this. A white-robed old man was furious. Seeing cracks, scarlet eyes. As if I was shocked by anger, my whole body began to frantically surging, as if I couldn't wait to fight and kill. Cloud home, angry. The big picture is heavy. The adults pave the way for you and me. What they want is to seize the control of the world. Going out now, the former has been abandoned, the emperor has collapsed. It is not worth it. Immediately, one person around him opened his mouth and persuaded him. It was also a white hair, and his face was thick. Yeah, Chen Kuan, can't be impulsive.
Why should you care about a family in the district? You and I will be emperors. In the future, the children and grandchildren will be even better. The inheritance of the ages will last forever. Because it is not so bad now, you just feel that the Cloud family is in danger, and you have not seen it with your own eyes. It is not true. Another person said openly. It is the Zhao family who called the emperor. Yun Qianquan, the ancestor of the Yun family, is also gloomy. The whole person has also become very hazy. But after all, I listened to a few words and silenced. Okay, let him live 3 more days. After 3 days, even if he is the king of heaven, he will die. Yun Qianquan said coldly. Bohai City. At this point, the city has been completely rioted. The Cloud family, whose reputation is so high, is so shattered. For the people of the city, it is the collapse of faith. In their view, the Yun family is already one of the dominant families. It is the future of the ancient world. But now, a piece of scorched earth, endless ruins. Awful, horrible. Who is this man? Even the 3 fists have extinguished the Yun family. What, 3 punches? How is this possible? A madman, a generation of madmen turned out. It seems that the sea city, not stable, I am afraid to run the 3 emperors. Inside the city, some people speculated that the direction of the Cloud home was far away. But no one at all dared to get close. At this time, the Cloud home is deep. The huge roar of the voice also made these people in the Yunjia people who were in the process of retreat and waiting for the opportunity to fly. The head of the Cloud is now the emperor of Yunjia, Yuntiandi. I really don't know what to do, but I dare to come to my Cloud house at this festival. Yuntian's ground color is cold and the eyes are far away. Now, the entire Cloud home has been destroyed. Only the depths of this film are left, and it is also the family of the relatives. Heaven and earth, those sidelines don't have to care too much. Looking at the movement, the people seem to be extremely fierce. We are now in a hurry and should wait for the ancestors to be emperors. And then wait for the opportunity to come. We are reborn, it is the right thing. Immediately, some people said. It seems that it has already given birth to a panic. But Yuntiandi seems to be unmoved. No, my Cloud family cannot be insulted, especially now. My father said that the emperor is imminent. If I am now the Cloud family to give up, and the madman is still at large, let me cloud the face? No matter who I am the Yunjia emperor, I must kill him. As for you, I will go with me. The emperor will use this person's blood to come to my Cloud home to be majestic. Yuntian said, suddenly, step out. The rest of the people face each other, but the clouds and the earth have gone, but they dare not go. For a time, countless roads began to vacate. Even among them, there are several Cloud parents who exist. It can be said that this is already the most powerful force of the Yun family. What they didn't know was that at the moment when their figure disappeared, on the spot, the figure of the Night Child and other people appeared quietly. Then the means came out and went directly into the depths of the Cloud home. At this time, Longfei 2 fists smashed the Yunjia Jingu, and after killing the elder disciples, they were still above the void. He is waiting. Waiting for more Yun family to come, but also for the Night Child and others to fight for time. Well, it's pretty fast. However, too disappointing me. This so-called Yunjia emperor is really so suffocating. The family is destroyed, and it is still not showing up. Longfei looked at the figures that appeared in the distance, and he thought of it in his heart. At this time, Yuntiandi and others were finally close, but they stopped directly. Looking at the devastated Cloud house, several people's faces were filled with anger. Especially the Cloud world. Well, you have a dog thing, so it is so lawless. I am in the end of the Cloud, why do you complain, even the next time? Yuntiendi anger asked. In the eyes of hate, the sky is killing. Of course, in this case, anyone who sees it is the same. The family was destroyed and the land of existence was destroyed. Longfei is slightly indulged. At least, at the time of the start, Longfei really thought about whether such a killer was too fierce. But the way to practice is like this. If they do not count the dragonfly, do not harm the Cloud, do not stand on the opposite side of the dragonfly for the sake of profit. Why bother to this? It can be said that everything is self-defeating and sin deserves it. And, take a step back. Long Fei absolutely does not allow accidents in the ancient world. This is related to his own tasks, and it is even more relevant. So everything that hinders the ancient world from controlling people in their own hands, Long Fei will never stay. Cloud family, Zhao family, Tang family, are the same. However, the people of Yunjia use the cloud and count on him. It is even more regrettable. His woman is his reverse scale, whoever touches who died. One thought about this, Long Fei said, enmity? To the extent that you and me are now, isn't it too pediatric? Before, haven't you been counting on killing me? Even if you want to ban it, don't you just want to deal with me? This kind of enmity, I am destroying your cloud home, what's the matter? Long Fei said faintly. But just finished, the face of people like Yun Tiandi and others directly changed color. Dragon. You are a dragon. Are you not already dead? How come back? No, it is impossible. My great emperor once said that Long Fei has died in the universe, how could it appear here? Suddenly, the people of Yunjia hurriedly spoke. And Long Fei, his eyes are completely cold. He did not think that the people of the Yun family knew that they had gone to the world. This shows that the people behind the Cloud family are sure to be among the worlds. Collect the world, cholera. Your Cloud family is really good, you said, such hatred, let alone killing your Cloud family, is to lock your Yunjia refining soul, but it is nothing. In love, you are a cloud home, when it is extinguished. Long Fei is still indifferent, and the killing is completely pervasive. Chapter 46:11. Chapter 46:11. Long Fei was angry and completely gave birth to destruction. Originally, if the cloud came out, Long Fei also considered letting go of the Yun family, but now, there is no such possibility. Colluding with Wanjie and plotting ancient times. This is the inverse scale of Long Fei. Long Fei is the earth that traverses. The most unseen thing is the garbage that sells the country for the sake of the 96 glory. For myself, even the millions of people in the ancient world can be abandoned. Therefore, it must be dead. I am a cloud house. Dragonfly, are you really invincible? If you are arrogant, as for now, return to the ancient world. I heard that the dog like the funeral dog chased by the Wanjie is hiding in Tibet. What is it going to be in front of us? Yuntian said. Hey, with a bit of sneer. Long Fei is a glimpse. I am like a dog at home. Forced to return to the ancient world. When is this time, and this protagonist, he has nothing to know. However, Yun Tiandi seems to be extremely determined, as if he had seen his experience in Wanfeng. Pack, then install. Now the entire ancient world does not know, Yu Long Fei wants to stand in the middle of the world, but the result is swept. What to install? Long Ting. I am. Then I was chased and I didn't know which corner to hide in, and I was silent. Then I am coming back and want to force it in the ancient world. Tell you, impossible. Yun Tiendi disdain. Even if Yun Tiendi saw the dragon fly alone and destroyed the whole cloud home, he did not put Long Fei in his eyes. Under the anger, the opening is ridicule. And Long Fei, but it is a dumbfounding. He didn't understand why this kind of infinity had become a model in the mouth of Yun Tiandi. Stupid. Long Fei sneered. For this kind of person, Long Fei only responded with these two words. In addition, what is said is superfluous. At the same time, Long Fei's heart is more and more certain. After the trio, the tentacle must have come from the world, and know very well about his whereabouts. Therefore, we can use this gap into the world of Tongxian, and make waves in the ancient world. However, after all, the bamboo basket is watered. No matter who it is, as long as it touches the ancient world, it will surely die. At this time, Yun Tiandi heard the response of Long Fei, and his face was extremely embarrassing. Long Fei, you are a fart, don't say that your current cultivation is super big and full, and the emperor is already full of peaks. Half step to ask the emperor, this cultivation is, can you understand? Although I don't know what power you use to break my cloud home, but repair is everything, this emperor does not believe, you can fight with me. Yun Tiandi frowned. Strong support. Yes, he is now strong. Before, he dared to show up with the Yun family, it is because he did not know the person who came to fly. But at the moment, there is no turning back in the bow. At this moment, countless pairs of eyes are already viewing here. If he retired, the face of the Cloud family would be completely lost. In other words, he can't retreat. And Longfei glanced at the sky and the earth. Slightly shake your head. Repaired. This kind of thing has always been a quantitative figure for him. It can only be proved that the higher the cultivation, the stronger the strength of Longfei. As for the comparison with other people's cultivation, it is not at one level. Don't say anything invincible. Longfei wants to fight, even if it is 2 levels higher. Longfei is not afraid. Among the original Wanjie, those who were kings, which one was not repaired beyond the super great consummation, which one is not above the ancient world, but what can be the result? In front of Longfei, it was a chicken and a dog, and it instantly collapsed. What's more, the gap between the original Longfei and the present is not a single point. At the beginning, Longfei was able to sweep the king of Wanjie, so now, just a super successful peak, dare to arrogate in front of himself? There is no such possibility at all. In other words, the Cloud world at this time, in front of Longfei, is a clown. From the beginning to the end, Longfei never put the other side in the eye. The reason why I stayed is just waiting for the other party to say more. Obviously, the results obtained made Longfei unexpected. This result also directly led Yuntiandi to successfully complete a death for his death. One thought of this, Longfei no longer waits, between the backhands, the king of the blade, in the hands of control. Rumble. At the same time, with the dragon-flying world king's blade shot, the entire ancient world began to burst into a roar. As if I felt the power that truly belongs to the masters of the ancient world, I began to roar and began to growl. At this moment, the dragon flies, domineering. Being in the void is like being the only one that blends with the entire ancient world. Endless oppression began to emerge from the body of Longfei. It is Longfei, the more I feel a little accident. The blade of the kings can actually cause such a big reaction. Is this what the mother said, the king of the world, not just an identity? Longfei's eyes were brilliant. Between the thoughts, directly from the system space, mobilize the king of the king. Brush. The golden light flashed. The king of the kingdom appears directly above the top of Longfei. In an instant, the entire ancient world is completely boiling. The endless world of heaven and earth began to roll. A steady stream of people gathers above the void. At the same time, a breath of unspeakable words rose above the ancient sky. Brush it. A ray of light directly descended from the sky, shrouded in Longfei. At the same time, a breath of the world, flying in the dragonfly. If you are, Longfei is the master of the ancient world. This scene also happens not only in Bohai City. Almost all of the ancient world, at this moment, felt the changes of the ancient world. But the first to bear the brunt is the cloud house in front of you. Boom. The dragon's momentum was shocked, and the whole cloud home was completely transformed into nothingness. It seems that in the face of Longfei, they should have this fate. Hey! Step by step. The Cloud family burst into madness, and under the crush of the dragon's breath, they lowered their noble heads one by one. There is no exception to Yuntiandi. Even, Yuntiandi was specifically targeted by Longfei. The whole person was kneeling directly on the ground, and the bones of the whole body began to creak, and then a mouthful of blood sprang from the mouth. No. This is impossible. What power is this? I am a prince, my father will soon be called the emperor, even the emperor has no such power, how can you control it? I don't believe it. If the sky and the sky are crazy, they will continue to linger. But Longfei, silently. Do not believe, just his ignorance. Instead, Longfei now does not want to keep a low profile. Especially now, the king of the world, the power of the ancient world directly belongs to Blessing, but also let Longfei instantly realize. That is, he is the king of the ancient world. He is the lord of the ancient world at this time. Everything is small, everything is stunned, but it is a joke. Chapter 46:12. Chapter 46:12. At this moment, the entire ancient world is centered on Longfei. Except for that kind of power that has been falsified by the ancient roots, it cannot be controlled by Longfei. It can be said that the entire ancient world is moved by the dragon. Forgive. Longfei, don't kill us. We are all innocent, we are ordinary Yunjia children, spare us. Yes, it's all the clouds and the sky, the father and the son are demon, it doesn't matter to us. Suddenly, a scream of screams appeared. One after another, there is no end to the ear. Even, directly send the Yuntiandi father and son to sell. Throw all the black pots on the clouds and fathers. You, confuse. If it weren't for us, can you be a person? My Yunjia really raised a group of dogs. What is your pride? Faith? Family creed? Puff. Yuntiandi screamed. Because the emotions are too excited, the body that has been crushed by Longfei can no longer bear, and the direct anger spurts a blood. At this time, Longfei is also a glimpse. In the same way, this is the second time he heard it. I am Nima, there is brainwashing in the world of practice. The Cloud family is afraid of being a pyramid scheme. However, it seems that it is a failure. Longfei thought of it. Proud. Belief. Creed. The previous Cloud parents have already said. Unfortunately, the last ones were fleeing and became a complete joke. Now, when I hear Yuntian say this, Longfei feels ridiculous. Because at this moment, it is even worse than just now. In the face of life and death, Yun's disciples have already scared their courage. Yun Tiendi, don't worry about it. Can you still recognize the form? If it weren't for your father and son, because of the Cloud sisters, we are now relatives of Longfei adults. I blame you. I still dare to tell us what arrogant creed, you are so afraid of being stupid. Dragon-flying adult, you want to kill and kill him, let us go. Another voice of pleading. At this moment, Yuntiandi is completely isolated. What emperor, what Yunjia, in the face of life and death, were all thrown behind them. And Yuntiandi is even more furious, his face is red, and he has already suffered internal injuries. Now, in front of Longfei, he feels humble to pity. Originally, I also vowed to marry Longfei, the name of Zhenjianjia. But now, Longfei has not yet shot, and their Cloud family has become a joke, falling apart and fighting. A typical dog bites a dog, a mouth hair. The more so, the Cloud and the earth are even more sorrowful. And Longfei, at this time, suddenly stopped. This kind of picture is rare. Even Longfei directly used his own power to spread the dialogue of this place directly to the entire Bohai city. It can be said that after today, the Yun family will not only be completely destroyed, but also stigmatized for thousands of years. And everything, just as Longfei expected. At this time, in the Bohai city, because of the dialogue between Yuntiandi and others, it directly set off a huge wave. Yunjia. It's really over. Longfei, really is Longfei. The three fists destroyed the Yun family, and the momentum was shocked. The Yun family was like a dog. I feel that he is the new master of ancient times. Countless voices spread out in all corners of Bohai city. All are shocked. All of them are stunned, only because of the sturdy posture that Longfei has shown at this time. As they say, Longfei is already the real master. I feel that Bohai city is going to change. It's not just the Bohai city. It should be the entire ancient world. Don't forget that the three emperors became enlightened, that is, they want to control the ancient world. Now, when the dragons fly back, it is absolutely impossible to tolerate their existence. Throughout the Bohai city, everyone's mood changes. At this moment, the preaching of the three emperors is completely unimportant. They all understand that when Longfei returns, it will surely set off a storm. The picture turns, above the Cloud home. One Cloud disciple has completely collapsed. Even if Longfei does not shoot, this breath has already stunned their souls. I don't dare to move. It seems that as long as there is a little bit of inconsistency, it will be directly crushed into ***** by Longfei. Yuntiandi looked sad, but his eyes were still in vain. Longfei, I still have a card.
My father has become an emperor, you have no means at all. Now you can't see the clouds, aren't you nervous at all? I can tell you that Yoon's current life is in my hands. If you dare to hurt me, I can guarantee that, like Yoon Xiao, I will be buried with me. Ha ha ha, how are you, dumbfounded? If you have a kind of kill, I won't believe you don't even care about it. Yuntiandi laughed. There is no fear. A pair of people decided to look like a dragon. Yes, at this time, in the depths of the Yoon family, a sudden explosion of explosions broke out. Then, a strand of magma rose directly into the sky, and the entire void was reddish at a time, so terrible. The next moment, the magma fell into the sky, and the entire Bohai city directly became a purgatory. Do not. Help. Longfei adults, don't kill us, we are innocent. Longfei adults, take the means, this is not our business. In an instant, as the end of the day, the masons of the city are raining, and there are countless deaths and injuries. And Longfei, at this time is also a gaze. But the next moment, it will be relieved. In front of his eyes, the night child and other people have returned, and what he is holding in his arms is Yoon Xiao. And Longfei, at this time the full killing of the moment instantly rose. Endless killing is in your heart. Damn. A heavy bang, the movement of Longfei's scorpion, the power of eternal life, swept the eyes in an instant. Booming. The next moment, Longfei's hands were lifted, and the magma of the sky suddenly stopped. As time is fixed. Condensed on the void. Clouds. Longfei exclaimed, stepping through the air and heading straight to the dragon. Looking at the clouds at the moment, the heart is like a knife. At this moment, the clouds are repaired, all of them are imprisoned, and the meridians are broken. Even the souls have been damaged. Damn, Yuntiandi, are you still a cloud home? She is also a man of your cloud family. The dragon sighed and screamed. The real anger is soaring, and the endless anger is emerging from the bottom of my heart. Ha ha ha, how are you angry? What about that? I can tell you. Can you know the law of the letter? Her existence, this is for my future paving. Now, I just let you know that if you dare to hurt me, my injuries will be transferred directly to her. Even if she is dead, she will die first. Ha ha ha, can you kill me? Yuntiandi struggled to get up and laughed wildly. It seems that everything is reversed, and I can threaten the dragonfly. In an instant, Longfei's heart was shocked, and he looked at the cloud in front of him, and he was very guilty. Chapter 46:13. Chapter 46:13 From the mouth of Yuntiandi, how can Longfei not see it? At this time, the reason why Yoon Xiao was so seriously hurt is because of himself. Damn, damn, damn. 3 sounds in a row, each of which makes Longfei remorse in his heart. How can he think that the Cloud family actually has such a means? Husband, what to do? Yoon Xiao's sister is now extremely seriously damaged. It is almost a moment of annihilation, and now it is in jeopardy. The night child said with a frown, very heavy. Yoon Xiao is a woman of Longfei, and she knows that Longfei is deeply affectionate. If there is any accident in Yoon Xiao, it is also a major blow to Longfei. It is the great sun goddess, and this time also shows a touch of worry. In a panic, he quickly said, Longfei, the soul of Yoon Xiao is disappearing quickly, and the root cause I can feel is on this person. The big sun goddess said, the eyes are condensed, and the killing is looming. Ha ha ha, see it. Dragon, this is my card. Is it unexpected? How can you be arrogant? How can you be invincible? It is not the same as me now. If you want to save your woman, let me go. Otherwise, I am just fighting the spirit of self-destruction, and I will let Yoon Xiao give me a funeral. Yoon Tian said. At this point, Yuntiandi has completely ignored it. I don't care about my family. I don't know. At this time, the sound of this voice is clearly clear to the audience. At this time, the cloud consciousness is deep. A special mark is constantly flashing. Ah. The cloud is struggling with the soul, and his eyes are almost red. The most cruel thing in the world is this. She regards the Yoon family as her own family and is her own. I never thought that I was just a fan in my brother's eyes, and this thing, my parents must know. This result makes Yun Xiao completely unacceptable. For a moment, the soul suddenly slammed. The next moment, Yun Xiao's eyes suddenly opened. And just in the moment when the clouds opened, eyes, Yun Tiandi's eyes instantly dropped blood. What? The sky and the earth screamed. The whole person fell to the ground directly, and the soul of the soul was weakened in an instant. No, it is impossible. How can the mother's law of the soul be lifted? I don't believe it. This is absolutely impossible. The sky roared, and the soul was lost. He knows better than anyone else that Yun Xiao is his last card. If Yun Xiao really lifted the law of the mother-in-law, then it means that he will die in front of Long Fei. Similarly, Long Fei is also a glimpse. The moment before, my heart was still very painful. In the blink of an eye, Yun Xiao wakes up and makes Long Fei feel a little more aggressive. Cloud, you? Long Fei tentative opening. Nothing. The cloud said stunnedly. The mind is extremely exhausted. As if before Yun Tiandi, the impact on him is too great. However, Long Fei did not dare to relax, and between the backhands, directly squeezed out a blood. Swallow it. Long Fei said. Resolute and overbearing. Yun Xiao looked up at Long Fei, pretending to be a stubborn face, and then disguised it. There was a blush in the eyes and a tearful eyes. Long Fei's heart is soft. What? Want to reject my good, then you can forget the gambling between us? Long Fei said. No. I am just. Yun Qiong resisted the urge to cry, took the dragon's blood from Long Fei's hand, and then threw it into the belly. Cool. In an instant, the face of Yun Xiao became directly red, and the whole person had no time to say anything. His eyes moved and he passed out directly. And Long Fei, the softness of his face gradually disappeared. Sleep. When you wake up, all the people who have hurt you will no longer exist. Long Fei said. After that, my eyes looked at the night, and nodded slightly. And the night child is also the meaning of Ming Wu. Long Fei, take the cloud and take it in his arms. Then, Long Fei's eyes turned and his hands lifted slightly. Booming. The boundless magma begins to sway from the solid state above the void. Then, hey! One after another began to merge. Rumble. Rumble. The entire Bohai city was in the midst of this intense magma fusion, and it began to melt. In the twinkling of an eye, 2 huge magma fireballs condense in the void. Moreover, Long Fei can feel that this magma is absolutely unusual. It seems that because of his existence, it has been added a bit of destruction. In other words, if the current magma fireball falls, it is enough to destroy the entire Bohai city. Instead, Yun Tiandi is completely panicked. Dragon, don't. Please do not. I am Yun Xiao's brother. If you kill me, you will leave the world criticized. At the time, Yun Xiao is definitely not with you. Yes, Long Fei, think about Yun Xiao. Let me go. I promise, I will never appear in front of you again. Yun Tiandi is begging for mercy. Without the cloud, he was in front of Long Fei, even screaming for qualification. But everything is late. Just when he threatened Long Fei with Yun Xiao, he was still doomed. Later, when he used his mother-in-law to transfer his own damage to Yun Xiao, his life had already come to an end. To shut up. What are you special about your face? You are a man of the cloud family, but if one person really cares about the clouds, what is for you today is the glory. What you want to have is possible. But now, only death can pay off your sins. And, you can rest assured that you will not be alone on Huangquan Road. Soon, the Tang family and the Zhao family will follow you on the road. Long Fei said coldly, and his hands fell. Boom. In the roar, 2 huge magma fireballs screamed away. The direction to go is Zhao Jiao and Tang Jiao. At almost the same time, Long Fei's hand in the hands of the king's blade slammed. Bang. Rumble. 9 dragons emerged from nothingness, arrogant and empty. The figure of Long Fei stands on the dragon's horn of the center dragon. Cut. Long Fei has a heavy drink. Immediately, Jiulong Yutian, a knife fell. Brush it. The knife rushed into the sky and instantly collapsed. Do not. Yun Tiandi roared his eyes, and the endless unwillingness and resentment broke out from the bottom of his eyes. But only for a moment. Among his nephews, he was directly flooded with a knife. Then, hey! With a knife and a knife, Yun Tiandi's head was directly smashed, and the head was different. Even the souls are directly annihilated and dying on the spot. Of course, some of the disciples of the Yun family also had no accidents and were killed by Long Fei. At this point, the entire cloud home, completely smoldering. And Long Fei, at this time, his eyes are once again. The next step is Zhao Jiao and Tang Jiao. The existence of any ancient world of cholera is bound to die. Long Fei murmured. Chapter 46:14. Chapter 46:14 Tang Family. The Tang family is very proud, and does not put the threat of Long Fei in the eye. Before that, I thought that Long Fei couldn't look down on the storm in the cloud home. However, at this moment, all the Tang family members have been circled. Looking at the void, a growing fireball, Tang Jiazhong people are very scared. Hey, what is this? More and more, hotter? Is it difficult to be the fireball of the sun in the sky? The people of the Tang family stopped from cultivation and looked up at the sky. However, it is getting hotter and hotter. In an instant, the Tang family finally realized. Mom, enemy. It's an enemy. This is going to turn the sky. Just breaking, fast Marshal. The disciples of the Tang family are crazy. Without it, it is because this power has already brought them a threat and brought the horror of death. However, it is too late. Above the void, the huge magma is scattered directly into countless pieces during the rapid fall. In a flash, it instantly rushes into the Tang family. Rumble. Rumble. The destructive prelude opened. This magma fire became the first shot to burn the Tang family ashes. Unstoppable and unstoppable. Because of this magma, it has already been mixed with the will of Long Fei. And Long Fei, the owner of the ancient world, his will is the master. Booming. In an instant, endless speech fell from the void, and the huge fireball began to split, and it was 1,000,000. However, what is targeted is only the Tang family. As for the area outside the Tang family, it is a piece. At this time, Bohai City, the endless repairers are also a piece of it. Before this magma was descended from the sky. If it fell, it was afraid to destroy the entire Bohai City. Now, under the control of Long Fei, it is only aimed at the Tang family. This is a kind of reinvention for them. Bob, bully. Sure enough, the ancient world is new. Long Fei adults are the ancient masters. I was blinded with lard and I believed in the emperor. How can someone be called the emperor in just a few months? Some people say that the eyes are filled with remorse. They all know in their hearts that the general destructive power of this disaster is the means of Long Fei. If it is not for Long Fei, it is only for the Tang family and the Zhao family. I am afraid that they will die as well. Therefore, for a time, everyone's mind is a one-sided mentality. What the three emperors, what the emperor, has been completely useless in their eyes. After all, Long Fei's strong squats are here, and it's invincible. Strong as a cloud home, in the hands of Long Fei, but also 3 punches, there is no power to parry. The Tang family and the Zhao family are no better than the Yun family. Therefore, the fate of the 2 families can be foreseen. Yes, it is now that the so-called 3 emperors still do not appear, and they have to be suspicious. At this time, what they did not know was that, far from the ancient void, the center of the 3 bright lights gathered. The ancestors of the Zhao family and the ancestors of the Tang family were equally angry. Reverse, reverse. I have to go back, otherwise my family will be gone. Tang's ancestors, Tang Xian said. The face was full of anger and a killing. Yes, I didn't think of it. He turned out to be Long Fei. Now, he already has the power of the ancient world, and he is afraid that it is even more violent. If we don't go back, I am afraid that the entire ancient world will think that we are bluffing. When it is time, it is really a joke. Zhao, the ancestor of the Zhao family, said. Yes, there is a cloud of coldness, but it is a cold face. Looking at the nervous expression of Tang Xian and Zhao Wei, a sneer appeared in the corner of his mouth. Too, the overall situation is heavy. Otherwise, if it is a good thing that delays that person,
I am afraid that you will not say anything about the family, that is, you can only become a fly ash. Yun Chenkuan said. There was a bit of funny in the muzzle. Just as the two men persuaded him. Let him watch his own cloud house buried in the hands of Longfei. So now, watching Longfei aim at the two, he has a sense of balance in his heart. So it is impossible to let the two leave. Tang Xianzhao and Zhao Wei's eyes are in sight, in the midst of infinite anger, with a kind of suffering. As if it is inner, it is also extremely struggling. But in the end, the two were still silent. It seems that the same is the horror of the people mentioned in the mouth of Yun Chenkuan, who gave up the mind that he wanted to return. Upon seeing it, Yun Chenkuan smiled softly. This is right, too. Now, the three of us are really the same fate. Longfei is now our genocide, so this time, to complete the layout of adults, there will be no more two hearts. At the time, wait for the emperor to become a good one, you and I will stand. At that time, it was time to raise the dragon's bones and smash the skin. In the eyes of Yun Kunken, the cold light is constantly flashing, and it is faint. Bohai City. The boundless magma burned completely, and the flames of the pieces rose from the sky. The Tang family and the Zhao family all fell into endless purgatory. No, why is this? Why destroy my Tang family? My Tang family will become a great family. Who is it, so poisonous, and break the road of my Tang family? No, my great emperor, come and save us. In a flash, the Tang family fell into endless despair. Before that, a pair of high hangs, and it doesn't matter. But they absolutely can't think of it. The wind and water turn, and between the blink of an eye, it is the disaster. Brush it. For a time, countless Tang masters began to continually blast the means to shield the rolling magma flames above the void. Booming. However, this is no longer an ordinary geothermal magma, but a force that is interspersed with the ancient world and contains the power of the dragon to destroy the will. Endless, it is not their strength to resist. You must know that Longfei was already king in the ancient world when he killed the emperor. Nowadays, after the tempering of Wanjie and Tongxian world, Longfei has long been not the original. Killing the district Tongjia and Zhaojia, can they also have the power to resist? Non-existent. Inadvertently, Longfei's hands sank, and the infinite magma force burst instantly. It's banging. All the forces of resistance, at this moment, were directly shattered. Hey! One after another, the Tang family directly fell. The more they struggle, the more they suppress, the more violent they are. At the same time, the magma of the sky has finally fallen, and the power of the world has been destroyed, and the Tang family has been destroyed into ruins. If you don't stay in the grass, you will turn it into a sea of fire. All the people of the Tang family did not even have the chance to fly in front of the dragon. They were directly in the sea of fire and died. At this time, the Zhao family is the same. A magma eruption, under the blessing of Longfei will, the entire Zhao family, also completely annihilated. At this point, the so-called Bohai Emperor city, the three emperors, completely in the hands of Longfei, became history. Chapter 46:15. Chapter 46:15. Time flickers and rushes, it is already 2 days. In 2 days, Longfei disappeared as if it had disappeared. But at the same time, the entire Bohai city also fell into silence. Contrary to the hustle and bustle of the previous emperor, it can be said that after the first flight of the dragon, the strong destruction of the three major families, the entire Bohai city fell into silence. However, anyone can know that the storm brewed behind this silence will be even more fierce. At this time, the cloud home is deep. Longfei is watching the sky quietly. At this time, Yunxiao has recovered, but after all, it has been suffering from the fire of the earth for too long, and it suffers from the torture of the mother-in-law, and the soul is seriously damaged. Even though it was because of the essence of Longfei, the body was all conditioned. Even repairing, and further, one step broke through to the super-successful 9-point peak. However, it is still very weak. Because of this, in the past 2 days, Longfei has always been guarded by Yunxiao. Dragon, is my cloud house really all gone? Some of the gaze of the cloud can't bear it. After all, She is also a cloud family. No, the women and children of the Yun family are not in the Yun family, and what I have destroyed is probably some of the disciples of the Yun family. Longfei said. This is not to comfort the clouds. It is said that among the Yunjia, women and children and infants, he did not see one. Even if his power is violent, it is impossible for many people to succumb to it. After all, Yun Xiao is here, and Longfei does not want to kill. Sure enough, just after the sound of Longfei's fall, Yun's face clearly showed a touch of excitement. Thank you for flying. I know, I am sorry for you. But all this is behind someone who is holding the line. Otherwise, my father will never have such ambition. This is the end of the matter. I know that he has touched your bottom line. So, I will not plead for him, but I am a cloud, some people are innocent. I already knew that one day you will return. Moreover, my father does not seem to be unprepared, so they will be sent out. Yun Xiao said. Longfei nodded. Did not continue to pursue the meaning of going on. The cloud family is hateful, but what is truly hateful is the invisible tentacle behind it. If it were not for that power, it would not be possible to produce so many moths. Therefore, Longfei now seems to have broken 3, but it is one thing that is easy to handle. Even the 3 ancestors, Longfei did not care. Only the existence behind the 3 is the person that Longfei really wants to kill. In the past 2 days, Longfei did not take the initiative to release the big fish, so that the people behind it took the initiative to take the initiative. And he has already felt that the power behind this has become more developed and mature. You can rest assured that even if it is for you, I will not bother them. Even if it is your father, if you open your mouth, I will let him live a life. Longfei said. A deep face. However, Yun Xiao shook his head. Actually, perhaps when my father stepped out of that step, he was ready. He is a desperate. Just, by the time, I hope you can make him go decent. Yun Xiao said. A dragon flies, and my heart is warm. He knows that the reason why Yun Xiao will say this is that he has already expressed his attitude and his position. That is, she is a dragon-flying person. Well, I promise you. At the time, I will let him decently leave. Longfei said. The ancestors of the Cloud family, sin cannot be redeemed. But if Yun Xiao really pleads for him, Longfei will let go. However, there is a gap between the cloud, and it is possible to break the meaning. But now, Yun Xiao does not mention it. Therefore, Longfei's heart will give birth to a warmth. As soon as I read this, Longfei once again said, you will first recover from peace. When I solve the crisis behind this sea city, I will be killed by the people behind the scenes and take you away. Longfei said faintly. The mission of the ancient world is imminent. However, in the universe, the safety of Phoenix and others, Longfei is also worried. After that, Longfei got up and was ready to leave. But it was directly dragged by Yun Xiao. You must be careful, when you return, I will honor the gamble I owe you. Yun Xiao said, his face was red. Longfei stunned and was provoked by Yun Xiao. During this period of time, he had long thought of fascinating the Dayang goddess and the night child to the local fructification and creating the fetus. If it weren't for the so-called imperialism, it would have been a cave. Nowadays, it is forcibly swayed by Yun's words, and suddenly the evil spirits permeate and the heart is full of enthusiasm. Oh, well, wait for me to come back. Even if you want to run, you can't run. Longfei said. Forcing the impulse in my heart and turning away. At this time, outside the room, Genma and the white deer are waiting for Longfei. See the dragon fly out and take the white deer directly to the front step. Boss, are we going to shoot? I feel that this kind of power has become more and more perfect. The white deer is faintly excited. Genma is also a high-spirited face, soaring in war, as if waiting for Longfei to shoot all the time. And Longfei, at this moment, looked at the void. At this time, the land where the 3 mysterious lights gather is already illusory. It is the dragonfly, the power of eternal life, plus the power of the ancient world, and it is impossible to see through. Even Longfei can feel that the power of blessing on himself is becoming a little weaker. Like a snagging, it was stripped away a little. Not in a hurry.
Since the other party is so confident that they have established this so-called imperialism, they can compete with me. Then, give me this opportunity. Long Fei said contemptuously and did not pay attention to it. On the contrary, it is extremely calm in the eyes. Boss, it should be done. Your world is actually being touched by others. If you erase them directly, it is too cheap. If you want to fight, they will completely fear them. And, this is also a good time for your boss to be famous. When the other party thinks that the winner is in the grip, he finally finds himself a clown. Oh, this feeling, think about it, is super cool. Said the white deer. Looking at the excitement is not afraid of big things, and can't be heavenless. Long Fei smiled softly. You said it is good, I do have this idea. Now the universe is moving, the ancient world is afraid to become a piece of fat in the eyes of the other side. So, before they can shoot, I must take control of the ancient world. Absolute control. Long Fei's eyes condensed and said. The tone is extremely strong. In an instant, the white deer and the Genma are also a look. Obviously, I felt the smothering of the eyes in the eyes of Long Fei at the moment. Suddenly, the two looked at each other and felt that a storm was growing. Chapter 46:16. Chapter 46:16 Ancient World, Above the Mountain. The most exciting thing is the ant and the dragon. Especially the dragon battle, but also stare in the direction of the sea city. From the first time Long Fei entered the ancient world, the dragon wars have already perceived it. Since then, he is looking forward to seeing Long Fei. However, in the battle between Long Fei and Xian Emperor, he was rescued by the curtain, and it has been until now. Then, it has been on the mountain of the ancient world. As for this mountain, it is also constructed by a mysterious means. Unreal, standing on the ancient world. No roots can be found, no shadows can stand. It can be said that no one knows the existence of this mountain in the entire ancient world. But above this mountain, you can know the ancient world. Or, they have already known from Long Fei as they appeared in the ancient world. However, with their strength, it has long been felt that in this ancient world, there is a force that is constantly spreading and wanting to capture the roots of the ancient world. And the dragon battle, as the father of Long Fei, naturally cannot watch. Some people steal the things that Long Fei used to exchange. However, it was stopped by the ant. If it weren't for the ant, the dragon war was afraid that it had already gone out. Hey, don't worry, if you can't solve this problem, you can't solve it. He is even less qualified to contact with the power outside of the universe. This is a test for him. I believe that Fei will be able to handle it well. Aside, the curtains looked forward to the line of defense of the Bohai city, and the dawn was faintly flashing. Obviously, although she said that the lightness of her mouth, but still cannot let go of Long Fei. Cool. The dragon fights and takes a deep breath. I always feel that this time the power is somewhat familiar. I don't know why, I always feel that this time is a battle that Fei is destined for. Said the dragon. The eyes are slightly sinking and condense one side. Yes, I also have this feeling. This power seems to have an absolute understanding of the ancient world, and even after Fei became the king of the kingdom, he reversed the power and made a unique way to capture the power of some ancient worlds. It can be seen that the other party's understanding of the ancient world has long reached a level of horrible and difficult to figure out. And since ancient times, those who can do this, except Long Baishan, are the emperor. The aunt said. The look is very tense. Because, no matter who it is a magic net that Long Fei's fate involves, can't be cut off. Only when you break free can you be detached. Xian Emperor? Isn't Xian Emperor already dead? The dragon was shocked. It's dead. But, already, in another way, regaining the new life. But who is it, but also to fly the veil? The aunt said. There was a struggle in the eyes of the dragon war, and obviously wanted to shoot and worry about Long Fei. Tomorrow, nature will see everything, we are waiting for peace of mind. The curtain said, and then looked at the top of the mountain. The road is immersed in the light of cultivation, the corner of the mouth soft smile. The picture turns again, Bohai City. Still very gloomy. In the silence, giving the soul above, it brings a feeling of incomparable repression. This night, countless people stayed up all night. Because they know that the real squally showers are just about to begin. Under the star frost, Long Fei looked at the already destroyed, only the cloud family in front of him. The first time I felt the embarrassment in my heart. He is too tired to practice this path. Killing is endless, fighting is endless. But he does not regret, as long as he can protect the people around him, even if he pays more, Long Fei will not hesitate. Time, 1 minute and 1 second passed. In the blink of an eye, it is already dawn. And Long Fei, but at this moment, suddenly looked up at the starry sky, Xuandi, incomparably cloudy, spit out 2 words. At this moment, at dawn, the 3 lights leading to the ancient void finally began to change. Combine into one. Then he actually divided the ancient world into one. Moreover, as with devouring, the forces that originally belonged to the ancient world are constantly being eaten. This makes Long Fei less and less control of the ancient world. However, this is not the point. The point is that when this force is formed and the power of the ancient world is stolen, it finally reveals a familiar atmosphere. Yes, it is the breath of Xian Emperor. Or, it is Xiantian. This also makes Long Fei's heart instantly angered. Old and not dead is a thief. The dog thing, once died, the soul is sold in a different kind, and the thieves of the ancient world are not dead. This time, I will not completely kill you, I will not call Long Fei. Long Fei gritted his teeth. Before, he had already had speculation. I think that this wants to plot the ancient world, it must be a familiar person. But before, he thought it was the back of Longbation, and it was the layout left by Longbation in the ancient world. As for Xiantian, I have not taken it to my heart. In the Valley of the Gods where the phoenix of the center of the world was located, Long Fei was able to kill him. Therefore, Long Fei did not think that Xiantian could provoke any moths. However, I did not expect it. Today, it is Xiantian that seeks the ancient world. Therefore, at this moment, Long Fei's killing can't contain the general emergence. Boom. The killings rise to the sky and go straight above the 9. For a moment, all the monks in the Bohai city were shivering and the heart was cold. More than this, it can be said that Long Fei's heart is moving, killing is sinking, the entire ancient world, all living beings, will feel the heart depressed and the soul tremble. But only, in the sea city, the perception is the most real. It's so horrible, I will say that the real violent is about to begin. Can't wait, must leave here. Otherwise, once a war breaks out, we are afraid that we will die. I am afraid that a terrible battle will break out. We have to leave quickly. A voice broke out in this endless dark sea city. Then there was a commotion, in which darkness occurred quietly, and one figure after another left the distance directly. They simply don't dare to stay. Even, I already hate myself in my heart, regret not leaving before 3 days. Yes, before they leave completely, the changes are sudden. Above the void, a beam of light that passes through the sky descends directly from the sky. Then, the figures of these people were directly shrouded in light. Booming. Visible to the naked eye, the cultivation of these people, the skyrocketing, directly raised a level. Ha ha ha. Today, we have 3 people who have become enlightened, and we are not a blessing, they are witnesses. Today, the 3 emperors, you will enter the emperor. After killing the chaotic thief, and then preaching for soul, from then on, the emperor is ancient. Then, 3 voices descended from the sky and violently. Chapter 46:17. Chapter 46:17. The voice is arrogant and overbearing. It's like coordinating the ancient times and making the hegemony ancient. Gradually, the 3 figures emerged directly from the void, and each body was filled with a violent force that crushed all beings. Very incomprehensible. Long Fei, at this time, also looked up and looked at the void. But the face is expressionless, and the waves are not shocked. Just watching it quietly. However, in the middle of the city, if you have not left, you will be directly covered by the power of the emperor, and even the person who is being promoted will suddenly boil. I broke through? Do not. I don't want to break.
How can I break through? Oh, ****** it. Damn. No, I don't want to break through. What power is this? What is it? Get out of my body, I don't want any emperor, I don't want it. A scream of pain and screams broke out from the entire Bohai city. Repair as a breakthrough? It is a torture for them. If they are usually, give them this chance, they are naturally happy. But now, they don't want it at all. Not just don't want to, or even very resistant. Because they are already scared. The means of Longfei has been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. In their view, it is the supreme rule of the ancient world. In order to compare, this so-called emperor, for them, is not a chance. Instead, a reminder. To get this power is to put a label on the emperor. That is equivalent to standing directly on the opposite side of Longfei. Then, in the next war, it will be inevitable. Longfei adults, this is not our business. We are innocent, and this is a curse from heaven. We don't want this power at all. Longfei adults, please take the shot and deprive us of the power of the emperor in this body. This kind of power, we disdain for it. A voice reappeared. Incomparably earnest, I asked Longfei to deprive the power of the emperor in their bodies. And Longfei, at this time the corner of the mouth is also a touch of laughter. This scene is that Longfei feels a little surprised. Very unexpected. It seems that they are really scared. But it's just right. Look at these 3 old dogs. What will it look like? Longfei thought of it, slightly sinking. Then, his eyes turned to the void, and he was directly fixed on the 3 people. At this time, as Longfei expected, Tang Xianzhao, Zhao Wei and Yun Chenkuan, the faces of the 3 people are all like pig liver color, extremely depressed. In the faintly suppressed anger, the endless killing has been raging in the bottom of my heart. They have thought about it, waiting for them to go out, the city is shocked, the world is moving. Then they gave them a chance, so that everyone would turn their backs and return to the emperor, targeting Longfei. Yes, but never thought about it. Their power is abandoned. Not excited. No madness. Only dislike. Even in the bequest of Longfei to deprive this power. This is a shameful shame for them. Well, a good group of people who don't know what to do, don't give you a chance. If that's the case, then your life. There is no need to stay. Emperor, the town. Zhao Wei shouted and shot directly. Boom. A strange breath descends from the sky, as if to pull the power of the ancient world of the void, extremely powerful, and instantly suppressed. Bang. Like the turbulent world, in the twinkling of an eye, all the people who have accepted the power of the emperor will be like a soul smashing in an instant, and the pain will fall to the ground, and it will be better to die than to die. No, do not want. My cultivation is, I hate that if I don't covet the power of this emperor, there will be no fruit of today. But you are the same, Longfei adults will definitely suppress you all. The screams of incomparable pain. There are remorse, cursing, and cursing. But alone, there is no petition. Perhaps, they have already realized that today, in front of the 3 people, they must have died. On the other side, Tang Xian heard the curse of these people, and his heart was angry. It was also a sudden eruption, a group of dog things, dead to the end, dare to speak out, give me death. Tang Xian was angry and screamed. Then, Tang Xian's figure flickered, standing between the heavens and the earth, controlling the supreme power, and slamming a palm. Rumble. Countless clouds are ups and downs, and the sky is shaking, like driving the mountains and catching the sea. It is extremely violent. Under this palm, it seems as if everything is going to be destroyed. And Longfei, at this moment, finally moved. He has a feeling. That is, if this palm falls, the entire Bohai city, fearing that it will become a dead city, will cease to exist. And this scene, Longfei does not want to see. If you don't say anything else, just because these people have said before, Longfei must also keep them. Suddenly, the dragon flies in a shadow, must take a step, directly erected above the void, and then a punch, directly to the power of the ruined earth, directly against the void. Zhao Wei and Tang Xuanzi both had a face, and the footsteps violently stepped back. And their power has also slammed. Dragon fly. Tang Xuanzi bite his teeth and cut his teeth. Furious. But more, it is awkward. Not only him, but even Zhao Wei and Yun Chenkuan. Not for anything else, just because Longfei is too strong. This understatement punches their power directly, even if they have not used their full strength. After all, they are two people. Therefore, the strength of Longfei can be seen. But Longfei, still the old ***** is there, watching the three people in the void, gently smiled and said, "This is the power of your imperialism? Rubbish. If that's the case, let's get together. I am giving you relief." Said, Longfei backhanded Emil, the eternal light flashed, directly shining on the Bohai city. Hey! For a moment, where the light of eternal life is shrouded, all the people have a line of power to be scrubbed, like the snagging and stripping, to directly purify the power of the Emperor in these people's bodies. Haha, I am fine. And, the repair has not yet come back, and there is no such heavy weight. Haha, cool, Longfei adults are Longfei adults. Adults, these three old things are going backwards and must not let them go. Yes, adults, killing them, and a peaceful world in the ancient world. Countless voices fill the world. All of them are all hatred and hostility to the three people of Tang Xian, and respect for Longfei. Longfei faintly regained his gaze and turned to the void. The ancient world, from the beginning of my life, is eternal. Anyone wants to move the roots of the ancient world, then I will fly, though far away. Do you think that if you call the Emperor, you can compete with me? That day, Lao Tzu will kill the Emperor and kill the Tao, to be my heart. Longfei said coldly, and at the same time, his body was shocked, all repaired, and it broke out instantly. Chapter 46:18. Chapter 46:18. The silence of the third day, waiting for now. Longfei has been silent, and it is also today. When the three people were most self-righteous, they were strongly suppressed and unified. As he said, the ancient world must not allow anyone to get involved. Dragon, you are too arrogant. Do you really think that you killed Shen Emperor? Is the ancient world yours? Not self-reliant. The dynasty is still changing, and the ancient world will also change hands. At the beginning, it was Longbation, and later it was Shen Emperor. Now it is you, no one can be eternal. Yun Chenkuan said, a look of pride. Longfei's eyes turned and settled on Yun Kuan. I have to say that the power of Yun Chenkuan is indeed extraordinary. Moreover, among the three, it is also the strongest. Even how many, there have been a few points of prestige. Unfortunately, I made the wrong choice. They are them, I am me. I said, from my beginning, the ancient world, I am the only one, and, it's just starting to kill you. Cold and cold response, Longfei hands, the king of the king reappears. Brush. Between the knives slammed the world and the sky. At the same time, the king of the kings once again blessed and detonated the will of the entire ancient world. Boom. Wn Dao Shuangguang rises into the sky, taking Longfei as the center and turning to the void. Hey! The ray of light filled the world and haunted the void. This is the power of the will of the ancient world. At this moment, Longfei, the ancient master, unified the world. Hiss. Tang Xuanzi took a breath of air. Looking at the dragonfly at this time, all three hearts trembled. To frenzy. Almost on the momentum, it has shown an invincible posture. As if they were in front of Longfei, it was the grasshopper after the fall. Even if it was a fight, it could not be completely stunned. No, impossible. Adults have said that your cultivation has not yet broken through the realm of super-perfection, and I have already broken through that layer, and I have been able to suppress us by crossing the heavenly courtship and accomplishing the ancient emperor. This is absolutely impossible. Yun Chenkuan said palely. The eyes are extremely complicated and bitter. It's as if I made a wrong decision. The adults behind you, have you told me that Laozi was in the glory of the world, once forced him back, like a dog, leaning against the backs of others? Longfei said coldly. Behind these three people, Longfei has already guessed that it is Shentian. Even Shentian, in the hands of Longfei himself, is nothing but a repression. These 3 people can still turn the wind and waves in their hands. Non-existent. And with the words of Longfei, the 3 people were completely chaotic. Impossible, adults are unparalleled, even the power of the ancient world can be used, how can it be suppressed by you? Dragon, don't brag, although you are not weak, but in front of that adult, you are a fart. In any case, now the emperor has become a success, Lao Tzu does not believe, we are the 3 great emperors, still cannot kill you. 1 person and 1 sentence. Shocked, stunned, unbelievable, contemptuous, and hazy, all kinds of emotions are intricate and manifested in the faces of several people. But no matter what, they have no way to go. If you do this kind of thing, even if you ask for Rao Longfei, you will never let them go. Only 1 battle. Let's come, I will let you know that Tudi has killed the Dao, and, said Longfei. Say, the tone is a bit, the corner of the mouth is a hook, not difficult. Whispered out. After that, between the backhands, the edge of the king directly smashed out. Brush. A knife and a knife, Kowloon Royal. This is the 2nd knife that Longfei is currently in control of the king's blade. The 3rd knife has been opened, but it is still locked and requires certain conditions to activate before it can continue to be used. However, Longfei is confident that this knife is enough. Because, long before the shot, Longfei has already calculated the strength of several people. If you don't say anything else, just a few people have no light on the boss, so it is definitely not enough for Dragon to care. Even the system is not viewed. Because it is not needed. Since it is not a boss, it is nothing but an elite. This kind of existence is not enough to let Longfei put it in his heart. At the same time, Yun Kunken is also a decisive shot. The Emperor is to the Sun, Emperor to Yin, the Emperor Chaos. 3 times in a row. 3 people, instantly filled with 3 supreme atmosphere. To Yang, to Yin, and Chaos. The 3 forces are extremely powerful, and the power of Yin and Yang has always been the foundation of everything. Needless to say, the power of chaos. And it is Longfei, which is also slightly wrong at this time. He did not think that Shen Tian actually had this means. I have sought this kind of power for several people. This kind of power is really the Emperor, and it is absolutely enough. It's a pity that no matter what power it is, Longfei is the master of the ancient world. The power he recognizes can be supreme. The power that he does not recognize, even if it is stronger, the ancient world cannot be allowed. Useless, this power can be made in one. But you, no. Longfei brows a wrinkle and sighs coldly. Immediately, the blade of the king of the hand waved the void. Rumble. The Kowloon Scorpion, the power of the smashing of the heavens and the earth, instantly bombarded the power of the 3. Hey. The force of the sun was bombarded into slag. Hey. The power of the yin dissipates. Hey. The power of chaos is annihilated. A knife and 3 kills. What is the Emperor, what is the power of the Supreme, all the rebellious capital, the Kowloon has passed, and everything is not born. At the same time, the body of the 3 people was immediately crushed by the violent violence of the blade of the king. The void has no place where they stand, and they fall directly under the head. Hey! 3 violent sounds resounded through the heavens and the earth. I saw 3 people, all over the body, have been traversed by this knife, and even the vitality has been continually passed. It can be said that in addition to Yun Chenkuan, Tang Xianjiao and Zhao Wei, they have already hurt the roots, and they have no strength to get up. How is this possible? Why can you be so strong? Why? Tang Xuanzi painful, almost stunned. The family was destroyed and a move was defeated. For him, it is more painful and uncomfortable than killing him directly. Under the anger and attack, coupled with the serious injury, the vitality is accelerating. In a blink of an eye, I will be dying. Oh, after all, it's empty. But Longfei, you don't want to be proud, we can't, but that person will definitely kill you. The ancient world, after all, it is impossible to surname the dragon again. Zhao Wei is also a tragedy. Then he went down and died, and the soul was annihilated and fell directly. You are wrong, the ancient world, never a single surname. It's just me, Now I have the absolute power to save the ancient world. Longfei sighed. Then, Longfei looked at Yun Kuan. I promised Yun Xiao, I want to give you a decent face. You self-discipline. Longfei held his hand and said indifferently. Chapter 46:19. Chapter 46:19. From the end, Longfei is extremely calm. From the time of the shot to the present, the simple one is just a knife, easy and violent. In the distance, the people of Bohai City have been completely shocked. Countless people secretly stand in the right direction. Otherwise, the current end can be imagined. Yun Chenkuan looked bitter and looked at the sky above the sky. The dragon flying with pride and arrogance was full of eyes. But Longfei's words still gave him a glimmer of hope. Dragon fly, look at the face of Yun Xiao, can, Yun Chenkuan said, the eyes are infinitely hopeful. Yes, I haven't finished it yet. No. Longfei chilled. Directly interrupt the words of Yun Chenkuan. Even now that he suddenly wakes up, even if he is stunned before, he has a lingering fear, but after all, he can't change. He has already stood on the opposite side of Longfei. If, just against Longfei, Longfei will not be so targeted. But the other side is the collusion of the mysterious map of the ancient world, which is absolutely unbearable. Therefore, there is no room for negotiation on this matter. The reason why Yun Kuan is self-disciplined is just to make him a decent. But if you want to survive, it is impossible. Yun Chenkuan's face fell down. Deeply glanced at the depths of the Yun family, but also at this time, in the direction of the Yun family, suddenly a baby crying. In an instant, Yun Kuan excited, turned around, and worshipped Longfei deeply. Thank you. Yun Chenkuan got up and then laughed and slammed into the body. Ha ha ha. Xiantian, you saw it, this is the son-in-law of Laozi, even if Laozi is dead. My cloud home is still immortal. Go to the Emperor's way, give me broken. Yun Chenkuan laughed wildly, his body was like a meteor, and he went retrograde. The speed is fast, it is Longfei, and they all feel strange. At the same time, there are some movements in my heart. Because at this moment, he can feel the death of Yun Chenkuan. But I did not expect that the last descent of Yun Chenkuan would actually be to destroy the Emperor. Suddenly, Longfei is eye-catching and will not continue to watch. However, the speed of the cloud is constantly improving. Finally, when they were above the critical void, they blew themselves apart. Oh la la. The power of chaos erupted from the whole body and instantly merged into the ancient world. At this point, the so-called three emperors, completely annihilated. With the self-destruction of Yun Kuan, the emperor's plan of Haotian was naturally bankrupt. Invisible, Longfei can feel that the entire ancient world is gradually gathering. This kind of gathering is not visible to the naked eye. However, Longfei is the master of chaos, and it is naturally clear that it can be perceived. He understands that at this point, the ancient world will return to one, all under their control. But at this time, the power of this emperor disappeared, and the moment of ancient return to one, a very violent breath from the ancient void, suddenly swept across. Rumble. Rumble. For a moment, the entire ancient world began to tremble. Like a behemoth in bombarding the ancient world. Longfei also reacted in an instant, and the body moved, pulling the onions in the dry land. Directly flying into the sky, turned into a streamer to penetrate the ancient void. After the dragon flew, the white deer built horses, and the night sun Mayang Yangshan several people also skyrocketed. However, it did not follow the footsteps of Longfei. It stays above the void. Good. This breath, I am afraid that it is more than the sorrow, let's let it go, said the white deer, his face thick. The moment when the breath appeared, they felt it in their hearts. Extremely depressed. A feeling of powerless resistance, instantly filled with the hearts of several people. Not only him, but also the night child and the big sun goddess, are also a dignified face. This breath is strong, even if they are, face it. It is also extremely difficult. As the white deer said, the power of the coming is not inferior to the heavens. This kind of existence, even if they are, can't be positive. Only Longfei has the power to fight. So now, they are just staying in the void. No one is going to follow Longfei. Only in this way, will not drag Longfei, can let Longfei fight hard. Also, all the people in Bohai City are equally shocked at this time. This power is a deadly pressure for them. When the breath is moving, they feel that the spirit is shaking, as if in front of this power, it is like facing death. As long as it is rebellious, it will be crushed to death. This is a horrible atmosphere. Is this the person behind this emperor? Is it a good horror? Can Longfei adults be his opponents? There must be no problem. Have you heard of Longfei adults before? The people behind this have been crushed by adults, and now naturally there is no problem. People in the ancient world think of it. Despite the embarrassment, it is extremely firm. Because of the strength of Longfei, they have already left a deep impression on them. At this point, the picture turns again, and Longfei is in the shadow. Under the endless galaxy, the light of the universe shines, and the endless darkness envelopes. But in this darkness, a blue light is extremely shocking, and it is rushing from the distant universe. Then, at a distance from Longfei Baizhong, stayed. The blue light faded, and the figure of Shen was revealed in it. Sure enough, Longfei sighed. He has already guessed that the person behind this is Shen, and now it has only been confirmed. I can't think of it, your little beast is really a big blessing, and even the means of Kang has not been able to leave you. Shen said coldly. Among the scorpions, it is full of haze and resentment. A dragon flies. Kang. Longfei said softly. He did not think that Shen knew the existence of Kang. Can't help but sink. It was not an accident, but a thought of what was said before Kang. That is the question of the status of respect. Moreover, he can see that the power of Shen is extremely special, and it is completely different from what he saw before. It can be said that it has been transformed. Now Shen, the strength of strength, has increased several times more than before. It can be said that the real anti-sky. Oh, but the same. I can do things that Kang can't do. Oh, you will return to the right track. My mysterious family will once again rise from the ancient world. And the emperor will also become the king of the ancient world. From the universe to the ancient world, the world is unified. You can't resist this storm. Shen said coldly. Very incomparable. It is like being wrapped up in 1,000 horses and horses, trampling on the ancient world. And Longfei, the eyes are also very deep at this moment. The eternal life dawned in a certain flash, and then directly locked up Shen. Immediately after the king's blade appeared in the hands, the storm may not be able to withstand it. But storm center can only be me, because I am the storm, so there is no need to resist. Moreover, this storm will be under my control and ravage the whole universe. Longfei said, "You're tuning in to the Celestial War YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.